Leading off, the center fielder, number 1, Justin Amos.
Jackie Robinson for the Canales. Arroyo, Seco, Saints, coming this game 6-11, and the CCL 8-11 overall. And we're quickly right to baseball as Michael Garza, the right-handed pitcher, will face off against the University of Tennessee outfielder Justin Ammons. Hooks won it yesterday, 7-6, as Ammons fouls the first pitch for Garza backing out of play. That is officially their second consecutive win. Coming facing this Arroyo Seco team, winners of 4 in a row. And they are in second place in the CCL. 0-1 to Ammons. Fastball below the knee, the ball on a strike for Garza. Garza out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Sophomore out of Concord University. Warren in promotes. And the 1-1 to Ammons. He takes a hitter outside, 2 balls and a strike. Justin Ammons has just been quite the hitter. Hitting .333 on the summer. He has a 4-game hit streak. The 2-1 is ripped high in the air down the right field line. Back near the track, but foul. And it's 2-2 against Ammons. Yesterday was perhaps his best performance throughout his hit streak. He went 3 for 5. Though he didn't score any runs, the Oaks Well, they stranded a whole lot of runners yesterday in the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Ammons cuts through that one and strikes out, swinging for the first out. Will Pickett's is next. The third baseman, he's followed by Nico Lima. Then
Now
Jacob
batting,
Castro.
the third baseman, number 6, Will Pickett's.
Raul Sandoval batting sixth. Ramon Gomez, Trent McKinney, and Tyler Odekirk, the final three for Caneo. And Carson Carter gets the nod out of Texas Tech. Outfield for Arroyo Seco, Nolan Tressler in left field, Christian Scott in center, and Anthony Forte in right field. Pardon me. Don't believe you heard me very well for the start of this broadcast, and the 0-1 to Pickett's is lifted out to center field. Christian Scott sizes it up and makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 gone here in the first inning. I'll reiterate everything. Here's the Oaks lineup. Justin Ammons, Will Pickett's, Nico Lima the first 3. Jacob Castro, Gabe Baldovino, Raul Sandoval the next. And then Ramon Gomez, Trent McKinney, Tyler Odekirk, the final 3. The Oaks winners yesterday, 7-6. That moves their record to 6-11 in CCL and 8-11 overall. And here's Nico Lima. He skies a first pitch breaking ball high in the air and out of play to the right. Nolan Tressler in left field, Christian Scott in center, and Anthony Forte in right field for Arroyo Seco. Wyatt Stapp at third. Drew Calley, the shortstop. Thomas Lovano is at second, and Pete Durkay is at first. Jacob Wyeth squats behind the plate. The 0-1 Lima flies it shallow right field. Forte coming in from right field, and he makes the catch. We'll get you more information on Michael Garza the next time he's out there for Arroyo Seco, but for now, he pitches a clean first inning in order. Tressler, Forte, Calley when we come back for Arroyo Seco in the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless ball game from Jackie Robinson Field on the Caneo Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Bottom of the first inning, we're at Jackie Robinson Field for the Caneo Oaks and Arroyo Seco Saints. Bottom of the first inning, Nolan Tressler leads off for the Saints against the CCL's ERA leader. At least he's in second because he hasn't thrown the most inning of qualified pitchers who have not given up a run yet. He is second to Brad Demko of Santa Barbara, but Carson Carter gets the nod, and he'll put his 9-inning scoreless streak to test today. And he starts off Tressler with a fastball high for ball 1. Nolan Tressler on the season, .292 with 48 at-bats, 14 hits, 11 singles, 2 doubles, and a triple.
And the 1-0 pitch is low and inside from Carson Carter. Oaks Field looks like this. Trent McKinney way out in deep left field, and it is a deep left field here at Arroyo Seco. 374 down the left field line, closer to 400 in the left field gap. The 2-0 pitch is fouled back to the screen. 2-1. Justin Ammons dead center field. He's scorching hot, though he struck out swinging in the first. He's played terrific defense since joining the Oaks a week or so back. Raul Sandoval in right field. Nico Lima at first. Tyler Odekirk second. 2 balls and a strike. Carter lifts his knee and deals a fastball ripped through the left side on the ground. A base hit is how we start this game off, and there goes the no-hitter on Nolan Tressler's 15th hit of the season and his 12th single. Gabe Baldovino at shortstop. Will Pickett's picking him at third. Jacob Castro, the catcher. Carter is the starting pitcher. Last time we saw Carter start a game was back in Santa Barbara this past Saturday. And he only lasted 2 innings in that one. 2 scoreless innings.
Scoreless, hitless innings. Well, there was a run that scored, but it was not earned.
They called it the opener, the Oaks did. Fastball skied out of play to the left side off of Anthony Forte's bat. He's a dangerous one. 419 this summer. 13 hits, 7 singles, 5 doubles, and a triple. He's appeared in 9 games and had 31 at-bats. Only 4 walks for him this summer. Carter sets, and Tressler off of first, and the 0-1 is home and swung on and missed on a changeup. Well located for the Texas Tech Red Raider. 0-2 to Forte. After Forte, it'll be Drew Cowley, the shortstop, then Thomas Lovano, who has 2 home runs, good for third in the CCL. Andy Garriola, he's the real scary bat in this lineup, as the 0-2 pitch is chopped to second. Pitch to short for 1. The relay back to first, not in time. 4-6 on a fielder's choice. Forte's on first, and Tressler's out at second. 1 gone here in the bottom of the first inning.
The shortstop, number 21, Drew Cowley.
As I was talking about, Andy Garriola, so dangerous. Leads the CCL with 4 home runs on the season, and he's hitting 5th. Pete Durkay at first base, hitting 6th. Teammates with Justin Ammons in center field. He's from Tennessee. Jacob Wyeth, the catcher, hitting 7th. Wyatt Stapp at third, hitting 8th. As we see a throw over to check on Forte. He's back in safely. Christian Scott, also teammates with Justin Ammons at Tennessee, playing center field and hitting 9th. The pitcher, Michael Garza. Ground ball to second base. This one could be 2. 4-6. The relay back to first is thrown away, and it hits off of the fence that guards the Oaks dugout. And thankfully it does that, because if it got away from there, Cowley could have been at second. Instead, it's the second consecutive 4-6 fielder's choice. Forte out at second, and Cowley aboard first with 2 outs in the frame. And here's Thomas Lovano with his 2 home runs into hit.
It's not often you see the exact play, almost 2 consecutive at-bats.
Lovano, a .358 average with 14 singles, 3 doubles, and 2 bombs. 11 RBIs as he takes a heater below the knees, a ball and no strikes. As I mentioned in the top half, this Arroyo Seco team, they're clicking on all cylinders right now. Winners of 4 in a row. Started with the Barons, then the Riptide. Back with a win against the Barons, and the 1-0 is fouled off on an elevated flame ball. That's the first time I said that, and I think that's going to be the last time I call it a flame ball.
It sounded good in your head and not as good in the mic, did it, Jordan?
Whatever. You live and learn, right?
I think fireball is good.
Fireball.
Flame ball, I'm not so sure.
Saints beat the Blues yesterday, 5-4. To win their 4th in a row, looking for 5 right now. The 1-1 pitch hit hard in the right center field. This one's destined for the gap. Around second, going to third is Cowley. They're going to wave him home. Here comes the throw from Odekirk at the plate. The play is close. The throw is not in time. And that's a stand-up RBI double for Thomas Lovano to give the Saints a 1-0 lead here in the first.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Number 9, Andy Garriola.
Was a great piece of hitting by Lovano right there. USD drove it in the gap. Ammons did his best. Cowley slid in barely. That was a nice relay throw by Odekirk at second.
Aaron Milam has this team doing some special things right now. They're only 3 games back of the Santa Barbara Foresters, 11-8 overall. Heater in there for a strike.
Trying to cement themselves in the postseason race. They're doing a good job of it.
10-8 in CCL play, 11-8 overall. 1-2 runner in scoring position. That's Lovano, and here's Andy Garriola. The 0-1 misses outside. Preview Garriola's stats a bit, but they're awfully impressive. 309 on the summer. 21 hits, 15 singles, 2 doubles, and a CCL leading 4 bombs from the righty. Garriola DHing today. Line drive in the right field. That's going to drop for a single. Sandoval charges. He's not even going to attempt to throw out Lovano at the plate. 2 out, RBI knock for Thomas Lovano. And it's the Saints 2 and the Oaks nothing. This team, they just hit.
Now
Zach,
batting,
this is
the first baseman,
the most
number
improved
32,
team in the
Pete
CCL.
Derke.
I mean, you look at their top 5 hitters, Tressler, Forte, Cali, and then the 2 power bats, Lovano and Garriola. I mean, you can match that up with any team in the CCL, including Santa Barbara, and you add in the depth of their bullpen and the quality of their starters. This is a threat, a CCL champion threat. Grounder to shortstop, Baldovino 6-3 to put out Pete Derke, the first baseman from Tennessee, and retire the side. Not before 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and the Saints strand a runner aboard. It's 2-0. Arroyo Seco through 1 full. The Oaks will bring up Jacob Castro, Gabe Baldovino, and Raul Sandoval in the top of the second when we come back on the Caneo Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
The catcher.
Here's Jacob
Nursing
Castro,
form,
top
Jacob
2 for
Castro.
Caneo. Castro's swinging a hot bat. He's facing one of the best pitchers Arroyo Seco has. He entered today's game 6 2/3 innings pitched, and he starts Castro off with a center cut heater. Swung on and fouled back.
You mean a flame ball?
Flame ball. It's 0-1. In those 6 2/3, Zach, Garza has only given up 2 earned runs. His ERA sits at 2.70. Perhaps most impressive, as though one is fouled back to the screen, is his strikeout to walk ratio. He has 10 strikeouts, now 11, if you include Justin Ammons swinging strikeout in the first inning, to only 1 summer. He's going to pound the zone, and he's going to come at you with lethal stuff. Leads the team outside on the 0-2 in that strikeout to walk ratio. Believe it or not, he's not even top 5 in strikeouts on this team. Incredible depth in their rotation, and the 1-2 just a bit outside on the fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Castro. Yesterday, Castro checked in with another multi-hit performance. 2 hits in 5 plate appearances. 2 for 4 officially with a run scored. And a single for an RBI back in the first. And the 2-2 is off speed outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Castro. On the summer, Castro above 300 at 306 with 15 hits, 13 singles and 2 doubles, and the full count. Pitch is swung on and missed. Fastball. Garza gears back and throws it by Castro, and he strikes out his second left-handed hitter in as many tries today, his second K total on the afternoon.
Number 8, Gabe Baldovino.
Here's Gabe Baldovino now. 278 for Gabe. 13 singles, a double, and a triple. His on-base percentage is in great shape at .435, and Gabe takes a strike on the outside corner. Baldovino leads the team in stolen bags with 8. He's only struck out 11 times, and the 1-1 Baldovino takes outside. Coach Solis took a chance and moved Gabe Baldovino up to the 5 spot in the order yesterday, and it immediately paid off. Gabe Baldovino had his first single of the day in the first inning, which was an RBI knock to right field. And the 1-1 gets away from Garza as it slips out of his hands. It's 2 balls and a strike. Baldovino added a single in the 3rd inning yesterday, part of a 2-for-5 performance. That one was to left field. Was retired his final 3 times up and struck out twice looking. And the 1-2. Swing and a line drive right side out of play. We'll do 1 and 2, 2 and 2, pardon me again. Board has it wrong. Appreciate you joining us here from Jackie Robinson Field. It's the 3rd time the Oaks have made the trip to Pasadena, and every time we enjoy a little bit of that fantastic Pasadena culture, don't we, Zach?
We're like 2 minutes away from the Rose Bowl. It's incredible.
2-2 breaks outside, counts full. And today, you can feel the energy even more than you usually do. I believe it is a marching band competition going on.
And I'm wondering if they might be able to pick it up on the crowd mic, because I know we can hear it. Nice little symphony.
3-2 down and outside, and Gabe Baldovino adds to his team-high walk total and draws his 15th of the summer. First base runner for Caneona comes with an out in the 2nd inning, and here's Raul Sandoval. Sandoval this summer hitting .188 below the Mendoza line. He has 10 singles, a double, and a homer, 5 RBIs, 25 strikeouts to 7 walks. Yesterday, Sandoval reached base 3 different times but didn't have a hit. He snapped an 0 for the day before yesterday when he connected for a single to left field in the 8th inning. And he knocks one into center field. This one could drop, and it does, in front of Christian Scott. A 1-out single for Raul Sandoval, and the Oaks get their first hit. And now they have 2 runners on, with 1 out for Ramon Gomez, the DH.
Designated hitter, number 10.
Now, yesterday, Jordan, as you've alluded to the problem, 13 runners left on base. If I remember correctly, in the 4th inning, they left the bases loaded at several more opportunities. And a lot of times it came in this situation, Baldovino, Gomez, Sandoval up at the plate. Today we'll see Ramon Gomez if he can come through right here.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Actually, first pitch to Ramon Gomez is high. Board did not reset. I'll try and focus up a little bit harder for our listeners.
You were just looking at the top row.
My point still stands. Focus needs to be a little bit sharper.
A lot of Lakers news going on. It's okay.
1-0 pitch is a strike, 1-1. No doubt about that. 5th game. 5th game of the week? Yeah, 5th game of the week.
5th game in 5 days.
Yep.
Another one of those weeks. After tomorrow, it gets a lot easier as we head into the home stretch of the season. And a lot more exciting, hopefully.
Baldovino on second and Sandoval on first. A 1-1 count to Ramon Gomez. And the pitch breaks in there for a strike. Saw Ramon Gomez in the lineup yesterday. His first time back in the order in a very long while. He's dealing with some arm tightness. Rounded out. And a fielder's choice in the first and reached base. walked and scored and stole a bag in the 5th. Ball gets away from the catcher Wyeth, and both runners advance. Sandoval to second, Baldovino to third, and the Oaks are in business, 2 in scoring position, and a 2-2 count with only 1 out in the inning. Gomez overalls hitting .171 this summer with 5 singles and a double. Checked in with 1 home run. He has 5 RBIs. 14 strikeouts, 6 walks to the righty. And now the set in the 2-2. Breaking ball low. Wyeth blocks it and the count's full. Caneo stranded runners in bulk yesterday. 13, like you said, Zach, in only 1 inning did they not strand a single runner.
And they got lucky, though, because the Barons stranded 11 to their own credit.
And the 3-2 to Gomez. Fastball center cut, takes a mighty rip and fouls it off. And the count is still full at 3-2. Trent McKinney is on deck, followed by Tyler Odekirk for Caneo. Looking for a big inning and to really get to Garza early. Garza's only given up that 1 hit. It was Sandoval, the last batter for Caneo. He's struck out 2 batters so far, and he's been in the zone, Zach. It's going to be whether the Oaks can hit him or not. He's not going to beat himself in the full count. Center cut heater, and Gomez swings on top of it. Strikeout number 3 for Michael Garza, and the first to a right-handed hitter. 2 away for Trent McKinney, the left fielder.
Now batting.
He's hitting .176 this summer. 6 hits, 3 have been singles, 2 doubles, and he has 1 home run. No walks this summer. He's struck out 13 times. .222 on base percentage. It's been boosted by the 2 hit by pitches he has endured. Swings and lines one into right center field. This one could drop. Christian Scott lays out. Did he make the catch? He did. And in doing so, he saves probably a 2-run double and the lead. Spectacular play by Arroyo Seco's center fielder. And the Oaks strand a couple runners on 1 hit in the 2nd inning. 2-0 Saints as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning on the Caneo Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Jacob Wyeth leads off the home half of the 2nd inning. Arroyo Seco already on top of the Caneo Oaks 2-0. He scored 2 runs on 3 hits in the 1st inning. It's still Carson Carter for Caneo. His scoreless streak ends at 9 innings. Starts off the new hitter Wyeth with a fastball, and he cracks it high in the air, foul down the right field side. Carson Carter from Texas Tech, looking to play a little bit more next year. And the 0-1 drops a breaking ball high. It's also inside 1-1. He redshirted this past season. All 6'4", 210 of him. He's out of Keller, Texas. He's looking to get drafted. That is his primary goal this summer. And the 1-1 is down and outside, 2 balls and a strike.
And he's shown the stuff.
Oh,
He's got
yeah.
nice velocity, mid-90s, can touch 94, 95. He's shown off the breaking ball. I mean, as you mentioned, 9 innings, no runs until today. He's been stellar.
2-1 to Wyeth, and he takes Lone away. 3 balls and a strike.
And he spent a lot of time out of the bullpen this summer, but in 2018 at Hill College, started 15 games, struck out 79 in only 63rd innings pitched, 3.84 ERA. So he was a good starter.
And the 3-1 ground ball through the 5-6 hole and into left field. Already the 4th hit for Arroyo Seco, and boy, can they swing the bat. They're doing this against one of the most lethal arms on Coneo's team. Frankly, if I had to, let's say they put odds out on CCL teams, and obviously Santa Barbara would be the heavy favorites, Arroyo Seco would be that value bet that you place a wager on to get it done later in the season.
And you talk about 4 wins in a row heading into July, so we're just getting in the meat of the season. It's similar to the way that the Coneo Oaks heated up last summer, Jordan.
Here's Wyatt Stapp, the third baseman. He shows bunt and pulls. Fastball in at the knees for a strike. Wyatt Stapp wears number 14 for this team, and he's hitting 143 on the season. He's only appeared in 6 games, has 23 plate appearances. All 3 of his hits have been singles. Lefty third baseman. I thought first in the 0-1. Late on a heater, and he fouls it back to the opposite field off the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. Defense has really cost the Coneo Oaks in recent games. Yesterday, not an exception to that. Only had 1 official errors against the Barons in yesterday's. Actually, 2 official errors in yesterday's contest against the Barons as the 0-2 misses. They had one in the 8th and 9th innings. But you look back at the 5-run 5th inning for the Barons that really allowed them to be in that ball game the whole way. No error in that inning for the Coneo Oaks, but a dropped ball in foul territory, a play that they should have made. And it just set the tone for the inning. 1-2 line drive, diving into left field, and it drops in front of the Oaks left fielder, Trent McKinney, for a single.
Center fielder, number 12.
2 straight base knocks to left field. 2 on, nobody out for Arroyo Seco. And the frustration has been mounting for the Oaks because when you have a team that the Oaks have, a team that can compete with anybody in the league but isn't going to, dominate any of these rosters with their sheer natural talent. The Oaks, they need to be playing solid defense. They need to be making the right plays. The first pitch is in there to Christian Scott. And the players have been the first ones to stand up and say that. And to call each other out when the easy plays aren't being made. The Oaks don't have a problem with the highlights, Zach. It's the little numbers to the second baseman. The 0-1 is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's those little pop-ups behind home that, a catcher should be making the catch on those.
And they won't go down as errors, but those are missed opportunities that lead to 2-out rallies, that lead to 4-run innings, that lead to a bullpen pitcher who only has 1 appearance a week falling apart.
1 ball, 1 strike with 2 on base. Fastball knocked the other way, and the laser beam goes foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And I think this is actually tough for Carter because you only play once a week, you only pitch once a week. I think he's used to getting a little more reps, and you come out here and you say, all right, you're going to go off and you're going to face off against the Foresters or the Saints. And only pitching him, 2-3 innings a week, that's tough for him.
Ground ball to the right side. This could be 2. Lima goes to second, lobs it there, and off the bag is Baldovino. Everybody's safe. We were just talking about it, Zach. That's a play. I think Nico Lima made the right decision to throw to second base, but he just lobbed it there.
It looked like he hesitated, too.
So Stapp is safe at second. Wyeth goes to third, and Christian Scott is aboard on what is ruled a failed fielder's choice. Bases loaded, nobody out, and here comes a mound visit, and Coach Solis out of the dugout. got to be so frustrating for Carson Carter to finally make a good pitch that, you know, you could have gotten 2 on that play theoretically if it's played perfectly, but you definitely expect 1. You end up getting no one, and the bases are loaded. It's quite the challenge for a pitcher to recover from that mentally. You know, Jerry Ramirez is a great example of someone who's able to respond, you know, as good as anybody I've ever seen in this league. It's going to be tough for Carson Carter. Let's see if he can buckle down and keep the Oaks in this ball game.
Because going forward, defensively as well, you can't make any mistakes. If you make a mistake, that's 2 or 3 runs. You have to be perfect from here on out. And for a team that has struggled to do that for more than an inning or 2 at a time, it's high pressure, high leverage, and it's tough to have a high pressure situation so early in the game, Jordan.
So the bases are full. On third, Wyeth. Step at second. Scott at first, and back to the top of the lineup with Nolan Tressler, who singled to left field in the first inning. The lefty swings and grounds one right back to Lima. He comes home, gets one. Relay back to first is not going to come. Castro holds on to it smartly. And that one's going to go 3-2 on the putout. Good decision by Nico Lima there, and the Oaks now a double play from getting out of this inning unscathed.
Number 2, the right field.
Yeah, it looked like he had the option there. Go second. You could step on first, but that's the right choice there. Going home, always in that situation, get the lead runner, and now they're a ground ball away from ending the inning.
It's going to be tough against Anthony Forte, though he did ground out to second base his first time up on a 4-6 fielder's choice. Swings and cracks one on the ground to second. Castro falling away, throws to second and gets that runner out at second base, but coming in and scoring is Wyatt Stapp. To third goes Scott. Tressler out at second on the 4-6 fielder's choice. And the score is 3-0 Arroyo Seco. They've now scored in both of the first 2 innings. So that's 3 straight fielder's choices. And now there's 2 gone with runners on the corners. Scott on third, Forte on first. For the 3-hole hitter, Drew Cali.
Is that 5 in the game already? Because there were 2 in the first as well.
Inside on a heater. That would be 5 on the game.
You can tell you the Saints have been all over the base paths. If it hadn't even been 2 innings yet, and they've already been 5 fielder's choices.
Cali, a .295 hitter. 11 singles, a double, and a blast this year. The 1-0 is a changeup from Carter. Below the zone, 2 balls, no strikes. Coach Solis trying to stretch out Carson Carter today. The plan was for him to go more than 2 innings today. He's been limited to around 2 every time we've seen him this summer. On the corners are runners, and the 2-0 is low. 3 balls, no strikes. And Carter in danger of walking his first batter of the ball game. On deck is Thomas Lovano, ripped a double to right field and scored in the first inning. 3-0 pitch well outside, a 4-pitch walk, and again the bases are loaded. Here comes Thomas Lovano.
Now batting.
First walk of the game for Carter.
Number 15, Thomas Lovano.
Carter has been pretty good when it comes to strikeouts to walks. 10 strikeouts to 3 walks coming into the game. Now that's 4 walks. Big spot here for Lovano. The righty knocked one the other way his first time up. Takes a fastball low. 1-0. Carter comes set. The righty deals. Fastball in the air to right center field. This one can drop, and it does in front of Sandoval. In to score is Scott right behind him. Scoring is Forte, a 2-run single to put the Saints on top 5-0 over the Oaks here in the second inning.
Now batting.
3 runs on 2 hits.
Number 9.
Couple of walks, some defensive miscues, and it's 5-2. This has been the formula, Jordan, although generally it comes later in the games, has been the formula for Oaks' losses this season. Although none have come with Carson Carter on the mound.
Came in with a 9-inning scoreless streak. This game he's getting touched up. It's 5-0 Arroyo Seco. Ground ball out to second, backhand stop. Odekirk takes it to the bag and tags out Lovano with the force out to retire the side. Unassisted ground out to the second baseman. But another big inning for Arroyo Seco. They get 3 runs this inning. They do that on 3 hits, no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. 5-0 Saints, 3-2 full, top 3 when we return on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Tyler Odekirk leads off the away half of the 3rd inning and swings and lines one into left field. The first pitch he sees, but Nolan Tressler comes in and snags it on Odekirk's first at-bat of the game. He flies out to left field.
Now batting. The center
Tyler
fielder,
had entered today's
number 1,
game a 206 hitter
Emmons.
with 13 hits, 8 singles, 2 doubles, and 1 home run. Here is Justin Emmons in the 3rd, struck out back in the 1st inning, trying to extend that hitting streak. Takes a strike. He's 6 for his last 14, and the 0-1. Change up to the outer half for a strike, 0-2. Seems like the Oaks might have run into the Saints at the wrong time. The 0-2 pitch outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Michael Garza has carved up the Oaks so far, only giving up 1 hit. He stranded a couple runners back in the 2nd inning after a 1-2-3 first. And the 1-2. Curveball, and he gets Emmons again on that slider that dives down and in to the lefty. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and that's the 4th K of the ball game for Garza.
Number 6, Will Pickett.
That's some nasty stuff, Jordan. That's some moldy cheese right there. Filthy, dirty, whatever you want to call it. Unhittable.
Yeah, looks like a fastball about 80% of the way home, and the tail drops out of it. Will Pickett takes a strike at the knees. Michael Garza just pounding strike after strike after strike. Only 2 walks this season, and 1 came in the 2nd inning to the Oaks leading on base man, Gabe Baldovino. 0-1 is on the plate, 0-2. Well, not leading in on base percentage. Actually, I take it back. Baldovino has the lead in on base percentage as he overtakes Ryan Yamashiro. 0-2 pitch. Below the zone, 1-2. Garza was 2 steps back to the dugout. He thought that was his 5th strikeout of the game. Instead, it's 1-2 with the bases empty. 5-0. He's got quite the cushion to work with. And the 1-2 offering. Swing and a line drive to left field right at Nolan Tressler, who only has to come in about 2 steps to make that play. 2 flyouts and a strikeout, a 1-2-3 third for Garza. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Bottom of the third is over. Top of the fourth, here we come from Pasadena. 5-0 Saints on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Home half of the third inning from Pasadena. Misspoke at the end of last inning. And here is the hitter, Pete Durkee from Tennessee. Plays first base and takes the first pitch outside from Carson Carter. Zach, you and I were talking a little bit of mechanics. And obviously we're not scouts, but we do have the privilege to talk to quite a few of those guys.
We're technicians is what we are, Jordan. Baseball technicians.
1-0 pitch from Carson. There's a good pitch. Check swing. Strike at the knees. 1-1 on a slider. And for a guy like Carson Carter, who is gifted with his natural frame and a great arm, his sits around 91, 92 at the year, but he's got reach back 95 in the tank.
Absolutely.
1-1 to Durkee. Another fastball, another strike, 1-2. A guy like that, while he is blessed with his natural abilities, and I could tell you Carter works hard along with those abilities, the margin for error with a frame like that is so much less than a pitcher who is a few inches shorter, couple 10 pounds lighter. 1-2 grounder to third. Pickett has to back up, now throw across his body, across the diamond, and he gets Durkee 5-3 for the first out. We've noticed when Carson Carter is on, he is repeating his mechanics on every single pitch. And we noticed in the last inning, in the last couple innings where Carter gave up his first 5 runs of the season, his release point is fine, but where he's stepping with his left leg has been a little bit erratic. Fastball high, 1 ball, no strikes. Carter as naturally gifted as anyone. See if he can lock in and give the Oaks a couple more innings today. Here's Jacob Wyeth, single to left field his first time up, and the 1-0 pitch is below the knees, 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, it's a blessing in disguise because when you have a frame like that, there's a lot more power that you can get in your arm, and when you're throwing down like that, it can be difficult for hitters, but you do have to be more spot on with your mechanics, more spot on with your motion, and really get the muscle memory going.
2-0. Check swing on the fastball. Did he go? He did commit the crime, says our first base umpire. 2-1.
And even the slightest misstep can throw you off. And generally when you have a guy like Carter, who's been stellar this season, give up 5 runs in 2 innings, that's the case. It's a mess up in mechanics, and a lot of times that's mental.
Swing and a miss on the 2-1 pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pete Durkee, who's the only Saint who has been retired both times he's come up today. As he grounded out just short in the first and third here in the third, and the 2-2 curve. Castro can't hang on to it, and that ball's a bit inside to fill up the count. When you have a Saints lineup that all three of their 7, 8, 9 hitters reach base, that'll tell you a little something about what Aramilum is working with this summer. 3-2 rip to second base. Odekirk fields it on a short hop and fires to Lima at first. Made that play look easy. 4-3, 2 away.
The third baseman, number 14,
and here comes
Wyatt
David Solis. Come talk to Carter. Wonder if he's going to make the decision to pull him here. Stapp lined a base hit to left field his last time up. Jacob Castro, you rarely see this. Well, now he's going to go jog out and join the mound meeting. But he waited a few seconds before making that decision. California Collegiate League play. Zach, we're officially in the back half of the season. The Oaks are 2.5 games back, 3 in the loss column of the third spot in the postseason. The schedule gets way easier, especially if you consider the home road splits for the Oaks. Don't have an exact number for you on hand, but I could tell you for a fact that they're pretty apparent that the Oaks are a way better team at Sparky Anderson Field. They play 4 games on the road in all of July. Fastball inside to Stapp, and I think that's what Coach Solis was trying to tell Carter. Stapp took Carter the other way on a fastball last time. Carter's going to make him turn on the express here. Pound him inside. 1-0 pitch, change up, leaked over the middle of the plate, and it's fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike.
6 of their 8 wins have come at home. The 2 lone road wins yesterday at the Academy Barons and last Saturday at the Santa Barbara Foresters.
The 1-1 with 2 gone. Carter kicks and fires a fastball that runs back over the center of the plate. Good pitch. And now it's 1-2. This is a Saints lineup that hits 251 altogether. They're loaded up with a few really powerful guys. 1-2, the base is empty. Another fastball. And that's called strike 3 at the knees. The first strikeout for Carson Carter. And he settles into this ball game with a 1-2-3 third. No runs, no hits, no errors. And of course, none left. Caneo, they got to be active with the bats when we come back to get back into this one. It's the Saints 5 and the Oaks nothing. We return to Pasadena after a quick break on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Top of the 4th inning, and for play-by-play, here's Zach Engberg in a 5-0 ball game with the Saints on top.
Thank you, Jordan. Great first 3 innings, although not so great for the Oaks. Michael Garza back out on the mound. Nico Lima up in his first pitch in. Nico Lima fouls it off, and it's quickly 0-1. Garza has been on fire today. Second pitch into Lima's in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Garza today, only 1 hit, only 2 base runners in 3 innings, and 5 strikeouts. And Lima skies that one to the left fielder. It's going to drop into left field, right in front of Nolan Tressler. And the Oaks, just as I say that, with their second hit of the game, their third base runner. And that's exactly what you expect from Nico Lima Jordan as Jacob Castro comes up to the plate. He's their slump buster. That's what he is. That's what Nico Lima is. That's what he brings to the table.
Nico Lima loves to wake and rake on the weekends.
I like that wake and rake. Although it's 6 p.m., so.
Hey, everything's early when you're playing a game on Saturday.
First pitch from Garza to Castro is outside.
Only the second hit for Caneo today.
And Lima's running. He got a great jump. Castro pops it up just over the head of the third baseman. Lima's running. He's going to head to third. Heads up. Base running from Nico Lima. Perfectly executed hit and run. Castro maybe got a little bit lucky there.
Inches from disaster, Zach. That one just over the glove of Wyatt Stapp, the third baseman. Had he hauled that in, Nico Lima would have been doubled off first. There would have been 2 outs and nobody on. Instead, the Oaks get a strike, I guess a lightning strike of good luck, and have runners on the corners with nobody out. A chance to enforce their will on this defense and this pitcher and get back in the ball game.
Gabe Baldovino, who's been the model of consistency for this team this season, leads in OBP, leads in walks, leads in stolen bases, and he takes that first pitch inside. It's 1-0. Castro with a couple step lead at first. Hangs, lets his hands hang low, and Baldovino drives that into the outfield. In between the first and second baseman, Lima comes in to score. Castro goes to second, takes a couple steps around, and the wild throw into the third baseman. Castro is going to be awarded third. It looks like he's going to be awarded a run. And just like that, the Oaks now trail 5-2.
Number 4, Raul Sandoval.
Well, that's one way to do it, right? A great job for Caneo. They take advantage of some poor defense from the Saints and are gifted a two spot here. Coach Solis out to have a discussion with the umpire. I think the argument he's going to make is that Nico Lima was awarded 2 bases and Gabe Baldovino was only awarded 1 base. Coach Solis thinks Baldovino should be on third.
That is true. Castro
was awarded.
Castro was rounding second. He was heading for third. And as we've mentioned on broadcasts past, a lot of foul territory here at Jackie Robinson Stadium. It went past the Arroyo Seco dugout into the area we can't actually see into left field. And it looks like they are going to award him third base. Coach Solis likes to pick his battles, and it looks like Aaron Milan's going to come out and he's going to argue on his team's behalf here.
That was a pretty quick conference. Coach Solis understands this game inside and out, and that's a big 90 feet against a strikeout pitcher like Michael Garza. He's a guy who could strike out 3 in a row, so any bag you can take against a righty like him, you're going to want it, and Coach Solis right to come out of the dugout and tell these umpires off.
Regardless, what a massive first 3 batters, and this is what you want from your 3, 4, 5 hitters. These have been the Oaks' 3 best players at the plate this summer, with maybe the addition of Justin Ammons, the leadoff hitter. Lima with a single, perfectly executed hit and run. Jacob Castro got to first, and there were runners on the corners. Baldovino drove in Lima. Castro comes in on a wild throw, and Baldovino now at third as this discussion continues between Aaron Milam and the home plate ump. But Michael Garza coming into this inning, only 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Had the help of some fantastic defense on a great diving play by Christian Scott with 2 base runners on to save a run, possibly more, to close out the second inning. And Michael Garza from the University of Incarnate Word considering how great he's been today, you'd be surprised. Last year, as a freshman in Incarnate Word, 6.16 ERA, a 1.74 WHIP, in 10 appearances, 4 starts, only 19 innings. Gave up 25 hits, gave up 16 runs, although he did strike out 16 and 8 walks. But in limited appearances this summer, just over 6 innings coming into this game, he's been great, and he was great today up until this inning.
Yeah, I think what I've noticed from the Oaks, they're a late-in-game type of team.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it clicks for them in the 8th or 9th inning, but the middle innings have been fairly good for the Oaks, too. And I think that's because this is the second time around that they're seeing Michael Garza. You take a little bit of shine off of the nail polish the second time you see a pitcher, and I think the Oaks have realized you can't get 2 strikes with a guy like Garza because he has that devastating diving slider. They're attacking him earlier in counts, and it's been working here in the 4th inning.
And after a long break, we come back. Gabe Baldovino at third, and Raul Sandoval, who had the only hit coming into this inning at the plate. He takes the first pitch from Garza. Breaking ball that doesn't quite break and hangs inside. It's 1-0. And the second pitch, a fastball, low and in the dirt, and it's quickly 2-0. Raul Sandoval trying to take advantage here. Great spot. A runner on, already 2 runs in this inning. And no outs. The 2-0 pitch to Sandoval. He takes that one high, and it's 3-0. Baldovino playing some games. Stutter stepping in between third and home. And he takes 3-0. And that's in there, and it's 3-1. The Oaks, they are a very hit-or-miss offense. They're a very rhythm-based offense. They can go and score, as we saw a couple days ago against the Blues. They can go 8 innings of being terrible, and then 5 in the 9th as Sandoval dribbles that to the third baseman. That'll be a 5-3 put out stap to Durkay, but that'll drive in Gabe Baldovino. Nice RBI ground out there from Raul Sandoval, and it's 5-3 now for the Oaks. Trail by 2 for Ramon Gomez.
The designated hitter.
That's all you had to do.
10, Ramon
That's
Gomez.
3 runs across in the inning for the Oaks, though only one of those 3 runs are earned against Garza.
Gomez first pitch swinging, he drives it to the right fielder, and that's going to be a tough play, and it can't make it. It bounces over him. He falls over in right field. Gomez is going to take second base, and that'll be, I believe, a double into right field, although we'll check with the official scorer. Anthony Forte ran back right up against the warning track, and he looked like he slipped.
Tell you what, Zach, if that's not ruled a hit, I don't know what is a hit, because that's clearly a hit. That's the 4th hit of the inning for Caneo. Well hit ball for Gomez, and when he's going the way we know he can go, that's where he's hitting it. He's going to the opposite field. He's using those quick hands to catch up with fastballs, and he has power at all fields. We saw it right there. The Oaks now have the tying run at the plate in Trent McKinney.
Gomez at second. Nice to have Ronan in scoring position. Garza checks him, and McKinney, as we've known him to do, free swinging. Hacks at the first pitch. Swings over it, and it's 0-1. Garza only retired 1 batter this inning. And even that was an RBI. Ground out from Raul Sandoval, and now Gomez. Garza checks on him at second. Fires in. McKinney takes. It's 1-1. The Oaks are rarely ever a consistent offense. Rarely ever will they get a run, 2 runs over the course of a game in 3 or 4 innings. They'll go for a 5 spot in the first inning, or a 4 spot in the 9th, or a 5 spot in the 4th, and here a 3 spot in the top of the 4th, and McKinney takes that pitch in there. First strike, it's 1-2. Wyeth tosses to second, checking on Gomez. Gets back safely. And Garza 1 strike away from getting the second out of the inning. Trent McKinney 0 for 1 today. Flew out to center. on a fantastic diving stop from Christian Scott. Saved a run, maybe more. 1-2 pitch, one out. Gomez at second. McKinney hacks at it, fouls it off, skies it into shallow right field. Second baseman Thomas Lovano slides over to make the catch. Gomez stays at second, and there's 2 down now for Tyler Odekirk, batting 9th in the order, but we know he's dangerous.
Yeah, and he's one of the best RBI guys on this team. In 73 plate appearances, he's tied for the team lead with 10 knocked in. He's only hitting .206, but he has a knack for driving runners in big spots.
First pitch to Odekirk, he takes low, and it's 1-0.
Notice a lot of teams in the CCL are great at putting together 2-out rallies. Can Caneo achieve that feat now?
A big swing from Odekirk. Go a long way to doing that. And he takes the 1-0 pitch. High and outside, it's 2-0. Tyler Odekirk, 10 RBIs, tied with Nico Lima and Jacob Castro for the team lead. Also 8 walks and 9 strikeouts, so he's a disciplined hitter. And he takes 2-0 in there. Fastball. Lasered in, and it's 2-1.
Three runs with 2 outs for Arroyo Seco in this ball game.
And Odekirk drops down the bunt. Garza picks it up, fires, not in time. Odekirk safely gets to first. Gomez comes home. He's going to come in and score. Heads up, base running by Ramon Gomez. Perfectly laid bunt from Tyler Odekirk. Michael Garza, Jacob Wyeth collide trying to make the play. Garza picks it up, fires it over. Odekirk's speed, safely gets to first. Ramon Gomez takes advantage, goes from second to third on the bunt. And then the first baseman, Pete Durkee, does not make a decision fast enough. Ramon Gomez comes in to score. And it's 5-4 now. A 4 spot here. A crooked number in the top of the 4th.
Just how you drew it up, right? Just what the doctor ordered for Caneo. Not your prototypical 2-out hit, but it got the job done.
First pitch into Ammons. Fired in there, and that's a strike 0-1.
5 hits in this inning for the Oaks. Back from the dead.
Garza checks, fires inside. It's 1-1. I feel like with the Oaks, it's never conventional.
Nope.
It doesn't matter. It just isn't.
You can never feel safe in a ball game, but at the same time, they're never out of a ball game.
It's always exciting. Maybe a little more exciting than it should be. But here today, attempting a 5-run comeback. And Ammons fires on the 1-1 pitch. Sky to left. Should be an easy play for Nolan Tressel. He gets under it, and that'll end the inning. But not before. 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and they leave a runner stranded. Tyler Odekirk at first. But a big inning for the Oaks, trying to crawl back in this game. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, keep it here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Christian Scott, the center fielder, University of Tennessee, rocking the, I don't know what color you call that,
The volunteer orange.
Creamsicle orange.
No.
You don't like creamsicle?
No.
Regardless, leads off this inning facing off against New Oaks pitcher Aiden Dolan. I think it's creamsicle orange.
Creamsicle orange?
Yes, sir. That was the old Bucks colors, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First pitch is outside. It's 1-0, and Scott swings at the 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off into left, and it's 1-1. Aiden Dolan replacing Carson Carter. Carter, his first time today allowing a run. Went 3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, a walk, and a strikeout. 1-1 pitch from Dolan. Laced in there, beautifully spotted. Inside corner, and it's 1-2. The Saints put up a 2-spot in the first, a 3-spot in the second before a 1-2-3 inning in the third. A nice recovery from Carson Carter, but he's pulled for Aiden Dolan as Scott grounds that one to Odekirk at second. He tried to make a fantastic jumping Derek Jeter type play. Would have been quite the performance to get the runner at first, but Scott beats it out.
Unfortunately, it wasn't Albert Pujols running, and Tyler Odekirk wasn't able to make that play, but he threw that ball on target, and he got there. Still a nice play by Tyler.
Nolan Tressler back at the top of the order for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Christian Scott at first. First pitch into Tressler is low, and it's 1-0.
Been talking to Aiden recently, Zach, and he's dealing with a little bit of a sore ankle, and it is his right foot, so that's his plant foot. That is so important when you're talking about velocity and finishing pitches. It's been a struggle for Dolan.
He looks in for 1-0 and delivers. Scott is running the throw from Castro. Timed well. The tag applied, but it's not in time. And that is the fifth stolen base of the season for Christian Scott. Fifth and 6 tries. And the Saints now run in scoring position. Nolan Tressler up at the top of the order and a 2-0 count.
That was very close. A great throw from Castro. Honestly, I had my fist pump out. I was ready to call the runner out. The umpire disagreed.
Looked like he either missed the tag or by the time it was applied, Scott was already on second.
Yeah, might have snuck in just underneath that tag.
We need one of those sky cams that can zoom in.
I'm not sure that's in the budget.
Dolan sets for the 2-0 pitch. Checks Scott at second. Delivers. Tressler laces it. That looks like it's going to drop into the gap in right field. Scott's going to come home. The throw from Ammons. The relay from Lima is not going to be in time. 2 batters, 2 hits, and a run now as Scott looks like he limps a little bit. He was racing around second, racing around third, walking gingerly back to the dugout. And Dolan, bad start to the inning, no outs, and the Saints now up 6-4.
Aiden's just got to push through it because he's healthy enough to pitch right now, but there's that trust factor when you're dealing with an ankle. You know, putting the same amount of pressure on it as you once did, that's honestly more mental than it is physical for a lot of people. And Aiden's a guy who had a sub-3 ERA in the CCL last year.
As the first pitch into Forte is low and it's 1-0. Yeah, this season, Aiden Dolan, 2 appearances, already 0-2 in 3 innings. Allowed 9 runs. He's got a 15 ERA, 5 strikeouts, 7 hits, 4 walks. A lot of base runners in only 3 innings of work. Checks for his pitch, delivers. That one's low, and it's 2-0. And we know the talent's there. It's just...
Well, he tore apart the CCL. He delivered some big-time starts for the Oaks down the stretch of last season. It's just everybody knows it's in the tank, and Coach Solis, he keeps trying to throw him out there.
Tressler's running. The hit and run right there. Forte fouled it off, and it's 2-1.
Fortunately, that's how the game of baseball works sometimes. You got to have the stars aligned. It's not just about hard work. It's not just about being a smart player who dedicates himself to learning the game, the ins and outs of it. It's not just the physical. You also have to consider the health side, and you can truly be a good player when you, and only if you have all four of those things.
Tressler's running again. Forte skies it to right field, and it looks like it hits off the inside of the foul pole. It looks like it's a ground rule double.
I think that one just caught the top of the wall, Zach. Really close, maybe 6 inches from being a home run. Aaron Milam out to plead his case, and the umpires are going to talk about where that ball hit. To me, it looked like it hit at the very, very top of the wall towards the yellow line. I'm not sure what the local rules of this ballpark is and what's considered a home run and what's not, but this one's going to be really close, and now they call it a home run, Zach.
So that is a 2-run shot off the bat of Anthony Forte. It went just about 345 to straightaway right field. Smacked against either the foul pole or the top of the wall. And that's a 2-run shot, and it's 8-4 now. The Saints lead. 3 runs in this inning, and Aiden Dolan has yet to retire a batter. As the number 3 hitter, Drew Cowley's up.
Anthony Forte's first home run of the summer, and he now completes the summer cycle as he has a triple and a home run to go along with his 7 singles and 5 doubles.
Another tough outing for Aiden Dolan as Cowley readies for the first pitch. And it's outside 1-0.
Yeah, 3 runs on 3 hits, the first 3 batters he faces.
Cowley 0 for 1 today, reached in the first on a fielder's choice. Scored a run, walked in the second, and was stranded. 1-0 pitch is low, and it's 2-0. You know, it's funny, the first game that we played here, first home run of the season for the Oaks, Ryan Yamashiro, a similar situation. It was a ball hit, straightaway center, bounced off the top of the wall. There was a little bit of discussion as the 2-0 pitch is fired in there, and it's outside, and it's 3-0. It was eventually ruled a home run. It's funny, twice now here at Jackie Robinson Stadium, very similar situation, once to right, once to center.
Hey, the Oaks lost that game. Maybe that means they'll win this one.
Maybe. Aiden Dolan finally gets a strike. 3-1 to Cowley. The Saints already today 8 runs, 9 hits. As that's a 5-pitch walk. Misses inside, and it's still no outs. 4th base runner of the inning.
Now batting, the second baseman.
And it continues for Aiden Dolan as Thomas Lovano. 2 for 2 today. RBI double in the first and a 2-run single in the second. He's been their RBI man today, and he comes up with a runner on. Nobody out against Aiden Dolan.
Zach, this lineup's on some type of tear right now. That's 41 runs, this game included, and then also their 4 previous wins.
First pitch is low and away, and it's 1-0. That's incredible. 41 in 5 games.
That's right. 8 runs in their first win. 8-6 over the Barons. 10-5 win over the Tide the next day. 10-6 over the Barons, and then yesterday 5-4 over the Blues. Already 8 on the board, and we're only in the 4th inning.
There's nobody out still. 1-0 pitch in. It's low in the dirt. It's 2-0. And you talk about the pitching talent. The Blues, who in a 3-game span held the Oaks to 1 run, and then 5 runs, and then 2 runs. Only scored 8 in a 3-game span. The Riptide, who have a fantastic pitching staff. They're on a roll. 2-0 pitch in the dirt again, and it's 3-0. And you have to wonder how much longer Coach Lees is going to leave Aiden Dolan in there, although we've seen in the past, shows a lot of trust in his relievers. Leaves them in often dire situations.
Well, when your starting pitcher goes only 3 innings and the depth of the bullpen is far from the strength on this team, I mean, you're going to be seriously tested. And you're going to see some crooked numbers.
That'll be a 4-pitch walk. Thomas Lovano on for the third time today. And
The designated hitter.
Andy Garriola, he's not the guy that you want to see
Garriola.
right here with 2 runners on, no outs as Coach Sleaze comes out. We'll see if this is it for Aiden Dolan or if he just has some words of encouragement. But Andy Garriola, big righty, massive swing.
CCL leader in home runs.
We saw him hit some tanks to left field to the cheers. Even the Saints love watching him take BP, as it looks like Aiden Dolan will stay in there to face off against the righty Andy Garriola. Garriola comes in with the top shirt of his jersey unbuttoned.
Plays baseball at Old Dominion. 6'4", 225. Out of Damien High School in California. First team All-League in 2016 and 2018. This guy can play, Zach.
First pitch to Garriola, you got to be careful with him. Well placed. Low outside corner, and it's 0-1. Garriola this season, 309 average. He's got 21 hits. Leads the team. 13 RBIs, and as you mentioned, 4 home runs. 2 doubles as well.
I mean, he was incredible his freshman year at Old Dominion, Zach. I'll get more of those stats after this pitch.
0-1 pitch to Garriola. Leaves the breaking ball up, and that one, a nice sliding stop from Baldovino. He's going to fire to first. Lima drops the throw. I think Garriola beat him out regardless. And now the bases are loaded, nobody out. After that infield single from Andy Garriola.
Now batting.
Zach, Andy Garriola hit
Number
328 this
Pete
past year
Durkee.
with 10 home runs, which was good for second on his team. He drove in by far a team high. In fact, 7 more than any other player. 62 RBIs.
And this was his freshman season?
This was his freshman season.
So he's 18 or 19. That's you look at guys and you just say this is a natural big league hitter. He is a power hitter. But as you saw there, it shows off the wheels as Pete Durkee comes up with the bases loaded. The first pitch. In there, it's a little bit low, but that's a strike 0-1. So we have Garriola at first, Thomas Lovano, the second baseman at second, Drew Cowley, the shortstop at third, Garriola with a single, Cowley and Lovano both with walks, and now Aiden Dolan facing off against Pete Durkee, the only Saint not to record or not to reach base today, as that pitch is low, 1-1. Ground outs in the first and third innings, 6-3 in the first, 5-3 in the third. And Durkee hitting 200. Only his 4th game this summer for the Saints. A recent addition. As Dolan peers in for the 1-1 pitch and fouled off by Durkee. Off the Oaks dugout. And we'll reset for 1-2.
Oaks, you can tell what they're thinking by their alignment. The corners are slightly in, but the middle infield still straight away. They trade a run for 2 outs right here.
No question. They haven't recorded 1 inning. Every out is a premium right now. Massive pitch for Aiden Dolan. 1-2 count, bases loaded. Durkee, check swing. Did he go? It looks like he did not. Castro does a good job getting to that one. Holding Drew Cowley at third, and it's 2-2 count. But none of the base runners moved. And you see Aiden Dolan. You don't want to leave anything in the zone, anything for Durkee to drive. And all of his breaking balls are going to be low and away. The righty-lefty matchup is always dangerous. Peers in for the 2-2 pitch. Winds up, delivers, and Durkee pops it up. Foul. And out of play. Castro tossed off his mask. He was ready to go after that one. And it stays 2-2, no outs. Just past 7:30 here. Beautiful Pasadena, California. Jackie Robinson Stadium in Brookside Park. Just across the street from the beautiful and famous Rose Bowl Stadium. We have an 8-4 game here as Durkee pops that one up. We'll see if Nico Lima has a play right next to the Oaks dugout. And he will make the catch, a massive out. For the Oaks, Durkee. Did he make the play?
He did.
Durkee is still at first.
I saw him catch it.
And I saw an out sign from the first base ump. Looks like he did, and it's still 2-2.
That's odd.
And we have a tough view here. We can't really see in that spot, although every indication showed
it's like out of
play, maybe.
I guess so.
I'm not. It looked like he made the catch. It looked like there was an outside from the first base ump. Regardless, it's 2-2. Pete Durkee still with a shot here. Stays alive, and he fires that one down the first base line, but just a little bit foul. That would have been 2, maybe 3 for the Saints. And it stays 2-2. 8-4 here. The Saints got 2 runs on 3 hits. Left a runner aboard in the first. Got 3 runs on 3 hits. Left 2 runners aboard in the second. And already 3 runs on 3 hits. 4 hits, forgive me. Here in the fourth. As the 2-2 pitch is high, and it's a full count now. A walk would score a run and would keep this no-out rally for the Saints going. I'm running out of room in my scorebook, Jordan. Saints are on fire today. 3-2 pitch, delivery. Durkee drives that one into right field. Back, off the wall, off the top of the wall. And he's going to call that a grand slam, and that will unload the bases. Pete Durkee with a grand slam, and it's 12-4 here. Cowley comes across. Lovano comes across. Garriola comes across. Durkee struts over the home plate. And that's a massive shot. A line drive, 4-run, grand salami. Jordan right there. That's a big fly. And it's 12-4, and Coach Lee's coming out. Aiden Dolan, 7 runs on 5 hits here in the bottom of the 4th inning. This Saints offense, it's something else right now.
First home run of the season for Pete Durkee. Second home run that Aiden Dolan gives up. And I feel confident saying something's not right with that young man. Hopefully he can figure it out, because we saw glimpses of some really special stuff last summer. Really hope that he gets healthy and returns to that level sometime soon.
And it looks like that will be it for Aiden Dolan. We're going to go to break here with the Saints leading 12-4 in the bottom of the 4th. Still no outs. 7 runs this inning. Pete Durkee just unloaded into right field for a grand slam. We'll get you the new pitcher, Aiden Dolan's line, and the rest of the bottom of the 4th inning. Keep it here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Guillermo Pinedo, the new Oaks pitcher and the new addition to the roster, making his first appearance of the season. And it's a tough one, trailing 12-4. Already a 7 spot for the Saints after that grand slam to right field from Pete Durkee. Jacob Wyeth, the catcher, in.
From Glendale City College, Zach.
First pitch was in there, or fouled off. And the 0-1 pitch is in there, and it's 0-2 to Wyeth.
6 foot 190. John Marshall High School. Low pressure situation to make his summer debut.
Down 12-4. Ground ball to the third baseman. A little bit of a high throw there from Will Pickett's, but Lima's big frame able to handle it. And finally, the first out of the inning. Wyatt step up. Okay, Jordan, I'm going to give you Aiden Dolan's line. Are you ready?
Yep.
0+ innings because he didn't get an out, but he did face 7 batters. 5 hits, 7 runs, all 7 were earned, and 2 walks. Really tough outing. And the Pete Durkee home run was like a cherry on top of that Sunday for the Saints.
More like a lime on top of my sundae. No, thank you.
You know, lime would actually be good on ice cream. That's beside the point. First pitch in to stop. Outside, it's 1-0. Another ground ball. That one's going to be fouled down the third base line. Tough inning for the Oaks. You post 4 runs in the top of the 4th. Crawl back into the game a little bit. Carson Carter posted a really great third inning, 1-2-3 third inning as Stapp drives that one into left field, but that'll be not an easy play, but a nice play by Trent McKinney. Gliding out into left field, and there's 2 down. Christian Scott, who led off this inning, got a single, stole a base, ended up scoring on an RBI single from Nolan Tressler. He was a little gimpy coming out of the batter's box, so it's good to see he's okay. Rocking the orange cleats, the orange gloves, and the pitch in from Pinedo. And that's a strike. So you come into the bottom of the 5th, or bottom of the 4th, only a 1-run game, and it just all falls apart for Aiden Dolan and for the Oaks. We've seen them come back from deficits as the 0-1 pitch is in the dirt, bounces towards the backstop, and it's 1-1. But 12-4 may be a little bit outside of their capability, outside of almost every team's capability. But they always surprise us, Jordan. 1-1 pitch. Pinedo delivers. And a line drive up the middle for Christian Scott. And that'll be his second single of the inning. That's a solid inning. And Nolan Tressler, the leadoff hitter, up for the second time this inning as well.
The left fielder, number 37, Nolan Tressler.
Tressler, RBI single and scored a run on the first of 2 home runs in the top of the 4th. This one by Anthony Forte. It dropped in the corner. The first pitch into Tressler's in there as Tressler squats a little bit, looks at it, and it's 0-1. And Christian Scott, we've already seen the speed. 4th stolen base of the season. Earlier this inning.
I don't know if he's going here, Zach.
He takes 0-1 outside. It's 1-1. Looks like he's smacking away some bugs, and I've been doing the same. A lot of bugs out here. It's getting to that time of year. The 1-1 pitch. Tressler takes high and away, and it's 2-1. Two-one pitch delivered Tressler swings on it, skies it. Looks like that'll be a play for Gabe Baldovino at short. And that will end the inning. But not before 7 runs on 6 hits. No errors and a runner left on base for the Arroyo Seco Saints. They lead 12-4 now. Looks like it's still Michael Garza on the mound. Michael Garza, you take away that 4-run fourth, and he's been stellar today. The Oaks will be up in the top of the 5th, trying to come back. Down 8. Keep it here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
Baseman, number 6.
Will Pickett's
Pickett's.
the third baseman and 2-hole hitter. Going to lead off the top of the 5th against Michael Garza trotting out once again. And the first pitch to Pickett's. And that's in there for a strike. Breaking ball well placed. And the Oaks trying to come back down 8 after allowing 7 in the bottom of the 4th inning. A 2-run shot from Anthony Forte. A grand slam from Pete Durkee. And Will Pickett's pops the 0-1 pitch up. Foul ball, and it's 0-2. Michael Garza so far today, 4 strikeouts. He's allowed 4 runs on 6 hits. All 4 runs and 5 of those 6 hits came in the top of the 4th. But with this 8-run cushion, Aaron Milam throwing Garza back out there. There's a lot of leeway here. And that one lofted up, and it's 1-2. Pickett's 0 for 2 today. Flew out to center in the first. Lined out to left field in the third, and he pops the 1-2 pitch up. Foul territory. That'll be a tough play for the first baseman. And Pete Durkee makes the play. And that's 1 down, and Nico Lima's coming up. And yeah, it looks like, Jordan, my best guess is anything past the dugout is out of play.
Nico Lima.
That play very, very close to where Nico Lima made the catch. Last inning in Lima, first pitch swinging, grounds it to the third baseman. He gets to first. He's going to round first, head to second. He's going to get into second safely, showing off the wheels right there. And the Oaks now with a runner in scoring position. That chopper just slid right past the third baseman, Wyatt Stapp. Bounced over his head, or just bounced past him. And Lima took advantage as Nolan Tressler was late to get it. Jacob Castro up.
Now batting, the catcher, number 24, Jacob Castro.
You got to start somewhere, Zach, and an error is a good way to get a rally going.
That'll be an E5 as Castro takes the first pitch from Garza. In there for a strike. Castro, 1 for 2 today, struck out swinging in the second. Singled and scored a run in the 4th inning. And he takes 0-1. Outside, it's 1-1. Those are the type of innings, Jordan, that's just almost a knockout blow.
Well, time will tell whether it's a knockout blow or just one that sent the Oaks to the floor.
Castro takes 1-1. Low, and it's 2-1. And really, it was the grand slam. And that's not uncommon. 2-1 pitch is high and outside to Castro, and it's 3-1. Grand slam like that takes a 4-run lead, turns it into an 8-run lead. Especially a 2-strike shot like that. Garza checks, delivers low, and that's a 5-pitch walk for Jacob Castro. And the Oaks are in business here. They're 3-4 hitters. Doing good work. Now 2 runners on, 1 down, Gabe Baldovino up.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 8, Gabe
Baldovino 1 for 1 today. Had a RBI single. A 2-run single, actually, in the 4th inning. He grounds that in the hole. And Lima's going to be sent home. Lima's going to get in safely. Tressler, the ball bounces off his leg. Gabe Baldovino's going to get to second. Jacob Castro going to get to third. And that's 3 RBIs today for Gabe Baldovino. And that's a run in the top of the 5th. And it's 12-5 now. 2 runners in scoring position. Raul Sandoval up.
And Baldovino advances to second base on the second error of the inning by Nolan Tressler, the left fielder.
Sandoval.
So that's already this inning. A hit, a walk, 2 errors, and a run. Let's see if they leave these runners on as Raul Sandoval up, already with an RBI today. He swings at the first pitch. Misses on the breaking ball. Breaking ball's been working today for Garza, and it's 0-1. Sandoval 0 for 1, a single in the second. RBI ground out in the 4th. Second straight inning, he's up now with runners in scoring position. He takes that pitch outside, and it's 1-1. 1 down, Gabe Baldovino at second. Jacob Castro at third. And all the damage done today, virtually all the damage done today, done by their 3, 4, 5 hitters as the 1-1 pitch is in there, and it's 1-2. Okay. 1-2 pitch. It's low and away, and it goes to the backstop. Jacob Castro comes in to score. And it's 12-6 now as Gabe Baldovino advances to third. On the wild pitch there by Michael Garza. And they're inching back, Jordan. A couple runs here, a couple runs there. It's a high order, but take it from an 8-run deficit to a 6-run deficit.
It's important, but equally important is keeping the Saints off the board, which the Oaks have
failed to do.
That's true.
2-2 pitch, a little bit high, and it's 3-2.
I think sometimes you run into an offense, doesn't matter who's pitching. Verlander, doesn't matter if it's Travis Weston, they're going to hit you. And I think it's been a little bit of both, as that's going to be a walk to Raul Sandoval to put runners on the corners. It's been a little bit of both today. Aiden Dolan did not have his best stuff, neither did Carson Carter. But at the same time, this Saints lineup has made the Oaks pay by punishing poor pitches over the middle of the plate.
2 home runs today for the Saints as Ramon Gomez, 1 for 2, struck out swinging in the second. A double and a run in the 4th. Has a great shot right here. And he holds off on that first pitch, but it's in there for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. 12-6, Arroyo Seco Saints over the visiting Caneo Oaks. Here at Jackie Robinson Stadium in Pasadena, California. Top of the 5th inning at 7:51. Ramon Gomez fouls that one off, and it's 0-2. Gabe Baldovino at third base. Raul Sandoval at first. Nico Lima and Jacob Castro have already come in to score this inning. The second straight inning that the Oaks have seen at least 2 runners cross. Gomez fouls that one off as well. It's still 0-2. A lot of action for Trent McKinney in the on-deck circle. Reserve ball boy duties there. They reset. And it's 0-2. Garza back up on the hill. Checks. Delivers. Checks, swing, and Gomez holds off there, and it's 1-2. Did not break the wrists. And they reset and go back for the 1-2. Michael Garza started strong, but the last 2 innings has struggled. And Gomez, the line drive ground ball to the second baseman, 4-6, and it bounces through Pete Durke's glove at first. Gomez rounds first, heads to second. And instead of an ending double play, that'll be a run as Gabe Baldovino comes in to score. Ramon Gomez now in scoring position, and Trent McKinney up to the plate.
That's the third error of the inning for the Saints as Gomez advances to second on the error. And I think it's just, you chalk it up to laziness. Arroyo Seco coming to this inning up by 8 runs, and a couple of mistakes here, a couple of mistakes there, and all of a sudden it's 12-7. The Oaks are within 5.
McKinney takes the first pitch from Garza in the dirt. Good stop by Wyeth, and it's 1-0. The Oaks 3 runs this inning. Only 1 hit. And as you mentioned, 3 errors. Also a walk to Sandoval. And a walk to Castro.
Plugging away.
And here it's 12-7, only a 5-run deficit. 2 outs. Gomez at second, McKinney at the plate, and he takes that pitch, and it's 2-0. That is the one thing I will say about these Oaks is I've never seen them in any game give up. Never say die. We've seen them come back just earlier this week. Nothing doing through 8. 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th. As a 2-0 pitch, McKinney swings through that one. He was gearing up for a big shot.
Trying to
and
make
it's
it a
2-1
game on that one.
And this is the tough spot right here. You can't make it all up on one swing. And they've done a good job so far of taking what's coming to them. 1 pitch at a time, 1 at-bat at a time, 1 swing at the time, 1 swing at a time. As McKinney drives that one to the second baseman. And that's a nice play by Thomas Lovano. And that will end the inning. But the Oaks, 3 runs on a hit, 3 errors. They leave a runner on second base. They now trail 12-7. Going to go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll see who is on the mound for Conejo. The Saints will be up to bat. Keep it here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Anthony Forte, the right fielder and the 2-hole hitter, here to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Still on the mound after a 1-hit, no-run inning is Guillermo Pinedo. First pitch is outside. It's 1-0. Anthony Forte was one of 11 batters last inning for the Saints. Part of their 7-run inning as he swings through that 1-0 pitch. It's 1-1. And he had a 2-run bomb just barely grazed the foul pole or the top of the wall. As he takes the 1-1 pitch outside, it's 2-1. Also reached on a fielder's choice in the first and in the second. And in the second, got an RBI and scored a run. So 3 RBIs, 2 runs, a hit. And Jordan, it's the 5th inning, and this is his 4th at-bat.
That'll tell you something.
We're about halfway through this game, or we are halfway through this game here. As Forte fouls that 2-1 pitch off, and it's 2-2. And it's been a little over an hour and 50 minutes. Reminds me a little bit of a game that happened earlier today in London, Jordan.
That's what I was going to talk about a bit later, Zach.
I will leave it to you. I'm sure you have more stuff prepared, but 17-13 game. Yankees over the Red Sox. Each team scored 6 in the first. As Forte drives the 2-2 pitch into center, Ammons will have a beat on it. He'll make a play. And there's one down now in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting.
Drew Cowley up.
Shortstop, number 21, Drew Cowley.
I'm not sure. I read a stat, and I think it was one of the first games, if not ever, at least in this matchup, where neither starting pitchers made it out of the first inning. Both Tanaka and Rick Porcello were touched up for 6 runs in the first. The Yankees also scored 6 in the 4th. And the Red Sox scored 6 in the bottom of the 7th. Ended up being a 17-13 game as the first pitch to Cowley is low. And it's 1-0.
This game feels like it's on its way to being a game like that.
I was going to say a 7-run 4th for the Saints, a 3-run 2nd, and then a 4-run 4th and a 3-run 5th for the Oaks. As Cowley pops that one up into foul territory, Jalen Parks, who looks like he's the new third baseman, cannot quite make the play. It's like it's the only new addition in the field for the Oaks. So that's Jalen Parks at third. Gabe Baldovino still at short. Tyler Odekirk at second. Nico Lima at first. That'll be it for Will Pickett's, who went 0 for 2 today. 1-1 to Cowley. And that's a line drive single into left field. Well hit ball. Second hit of the day given up by Pinedo. First hit of the inning. And the Saints with a runner on and one down. Thomas Lovano, the cleanup hitter, up. Lovano today, RBI double and a run in the first, a 2-run single in the second, and a walk and a run in the 4th, so he's reached base all 3 times. 3 RBIs, 2 runs. And he swings on that first pitch. Ammons going to be a tough play, and he gets to it. A lot of speed there. Cowley was about halfway to second. Came back safely, and there's 2 down now. Still a runner on first. And big Andy Garriola up.
So far, Guillermo Pinedo's doing his job and throwing strikes.
Now
That's
batting.
all that Coach Solis ever asks
Number 9,
of a pitcher.
Andy Garriola.
Andy Garriola also with an RBI today. RBI single in the first. Singled and scored a run in the 4th, and he hacks at that first pitch. Misses it in its own 1. They've been short of that this season often. Jordan in the bullpen. Guys that can come in and consistently throw strikes. A lot of walks. A lot of hits given up. A lot of big late inning rallies. As Garriola swang through that one, tried to check his swing. Broke his wrists, or his wrists broke the line, and it's 0-2.
I think either works.
I want to be careful saying broke his wrists, because that's
what?
I'll leave that reserved for him actually breaking his wrists. And the 0-2 pitch pops that one up into right field. We'll see if that's an easy play for Raul Sandoval, and it is. And the Oaks finally get an easy inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left on for the Arroyo Seco Saints. It's still 12-7. Looks like a new pitcher for Arroyo Seco as we head to the top of the 6th. The Oaks will try to crawl back a little bit more into this wide open game. Keep it here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
Leading off,
Tyler Odekirk,
number 14.
the last hitter in the order.
Odekirk.
Going to lead off the top of the 6th inning for the Conejo Oaks. And the new pitcher for the Arroyo Seco Saints, Justin Kleinsorge. He replaces Michael Garza. We'll get you his stats in a second. First pitch from Kleinsorge is low in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Garza today, 5 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Had a great first 3 innings, and all the damage came in the 4th and 5th. And Odekirk chops that one into center field, and that'll be a base hit to lead off the inning. Well hit. Right back at Kleinsorge.
The center fielder, number 1, Justin.
1 runner on. Justin Ammons at the top of the order coming up. And that's how it's going to have to be, Jordan, for the rest of the game. Going to have to start off innings well, get runners on. And Justin Ammons, who's 0 for 3 today, he's going to be a big part of that, leading off in the order and his speed on the base paths. Odekirk with a little bit of a lead at first. Kleinsorge the delivery, and that one's in there on the outside corner, 0-1. Justin Kleinsorge this season, 9 2/3 innings pitched as he checks on Odekirk at first, delivers in the dirt. Ammons telling Odekirk, hold on at first, and it's 1-1. 9 2/3 innings pitched, an 8.38 ERA. He's given up 9 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 13 hits, 4 walks as Ammons shows bunt. Odekirk at first, and he barely gets back safely. It's 1-2. That was a dangerous play from Odekirk. Jacob Wyeth fired a rifle to the first baseman. Durkee couldn't quite apply the tag on time. Odekirk dodges a bullet, and it's still 1-2 to Justin Ammons. One-two pitch. Ammons grounds it. That might be a double play. Ball 4. Steps on the second base bag. The throw is wide to Pete Durkee. Ammons will be awarded second base. So that will be a fielder's choice.
4 errors in 2 innings for the Saints, and Sloppy's gone to a disaster. This is not the showing that head coach Aaron Milam is expecting, and it is certainly not expected for a team that's won 4 in a row. I mean, they're giving the Oaks every single chance possible to get back in this game. That's just not a smart play by Drew Cali at shortstop.
Oh no, not Will Pickett's, Jalen Parks, forgive me. Jalen Parks came in for Will Pickett's defensively. in the bottom of the 5th. Will Pickett ends his day 0 for 2. Flew out to center in the 1st. Lined out to left in the 3rd. We'll see if Jalen Parks can do a little bit better. Comes on with a runner in scoring position, Justin Ammons, and his speed at second and first pitch swinging. Fouls that one off to the right of us, and that's way back and out of play, and it's quickly 0-1, 1 down.
At least we got a beautiful sunset to take a
Absolutely.
look at. And also some hope. Oaks creeping their way back.
Little cotton candy sky.
No.
You're not going to... I can see it. Come on. It's orange. Parks swings through that one in the dirt, and it's 0-2.
All right, now that I look all the way around, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Blue and, what is that, orange?
Creamsicle orange.
That's not a creamsicle orange. Come on. I don't even know what a creamsicle orange
Look up Tampa Bay Buccaneers 1970s jerseys. That's
All right.
creamsicle orange. Ammons at second. Kleinsworth checks on him. 0-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt. Good eye by Jalen Parks holding that up, and it's 1-2. You agree that's similar to the Tennessee colors, Jordan?
Sure.
That's,
However,
that's creamsicle orange.
to describe both the clouds and the shoes like that,
In one night?
I think we're stretching.
We've had a lot of time tonight, a lot of time to stretch. Ammons is going on the hit and run. And Parks fouls that one off. Ammons was already more than halfway to third by the time the pitch arrived at home. And it's still 1-2 to Parks. Justin Kleinsworth out of Regis University. 6'5", 180. Was a freshman last year at Regis, so he'll be his sophomore next season. The 1-2 pitch. A little bit outside. Looked like they were a little more concerned with Ammons at second as Wyeth popped up and was ready to make the throw, and it's 2-2. Last season, 14 appearances, 11 starts. Had a 1-5 record. 43 2/3 innings, which was the third most on the Regis pitching staff. That tells you a lot about the freshman. As he checks on Ammons at second. Delivers the 2-2 pitch, and Parks grounds that one. That rolls right past the third baseman. And Ammons got a little too greedy there. Maybe got tripped up.
I think
Rounded third.
He rounded third. He thought the throw was going to go to first, and he was going to see if he could get a jump and
Now batting.
take a break for the plate. But a heads-up play by Drew Calley as Wyatt Stapp couldn't make the play off the short hop. Calley ran to the bag as he saw Ammons was off third and simply tagged him out for the second out of the inning.
And it would have been an error on Stapp. Big Nico Lima up now with a runner on. Takes the first pitch in there in its own one. But Kleinsworth, a 6.80 ERA and 45 hits. 40 strikeouts. His opponents batted .293. As Lima chops that one to the third baseman, Stapp corrals it. Makes the throw, lasers. And that'll be the third out of the inning. The Oaks, no runs on a hit, one error, and they leave a runner stranded. Still down 12-7 as we head to the bottom of the sixth inning. We'll see if it's a new pitcher for the Oaks or still the newcomer Guillermo Pinedo. The Saints will be up to bat. Keep it here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
Pete.
Guillermo Pinedo back out on the hill again. Already gone 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs. Coach Solis going with his hot arm. And he's facing off against Pete Durkee. Talk about a big day. Had a grand slam that blew this game wide open. In the bottom of the 4th, and the first pitch in from Pinedo is low, and it's 1-0. And that grand slam was the last batter faced by Aiden Dolan. Since then, Guillermo Pinedo, as I mentioned, only 2 hits, and he's been stellar just what the Oaks have needed as they try to crawl back in this game. As the 1-0 pitch is low, and it's 2-0. We're getting some nice background noise here as the 2-0 pitch is high and it's 3-0. The marching bands continue to play along as it reaches right around 8:15 p.m. here in Pasadena, California. A beautiful night. The bugs are out, but the sun was out today. Nice summer day as that's a 4-pitch walk for Pete Durkee. The lead runner is on. And the bottom of the 6th inning. And Jacob Wyeth, the catcher, is up.
Number 24, Jacob Wyeth.
We'll see Guillermo Pinedo if he can withstand this inning or if 2 innings might be his limit today. First pitch to Wyeth. Swing and he skies it. Backhand foul. Plunks in the bleachers behind home plate. Bounces out of play. Michael grabbed that later, and it's 0-1. Thank you for all 18 of you tuning in. Well, 17 of you, as that'll be a 4-6-3 double play on the ground ball from Jacob Wyeth. Nice defensive play there. Oda Kirk to Baldovino to Lima. And there's 2 down now in the bottom of the 6th. Good defense. Backing up Guillermo Pinedo.
And number 17, Tito Robles.
And Tito Robles pinch hitting for Wyatt Stapp, the 3rd baseman. Stapp ends his day 1 for 3 with a single and a run in the 2nd. Struck out looking in the 3rd and flew out to left in the 4th inning against Guillermo Pinedo. Robles grounds that ball to the 3rd baseman, slides under his glove, and he will reach first on an infield single.
Looks like Ryan Yamashiro's in the game for Nico Lima at first base.
Good eye, Jordan. Ryan Yamashiro replacing Nico Lima. That'll be it for Lima today.
Number 12, Christian.
Had a hit and 2 runs. Christian Scott, the 9-hole hitter, up. First pitch is low from Guillermo Pinedo, and it's 1-0. Christian Scott today batted twice in the bottom of the 4th as he takes that 1-0 pitch high and in, and it's 2-0. And he had a single both times up. Also reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. Pinedo on now. Scott fouls the 2-0 pitch back, and it's 2-1. Scott fouls the 2-1 pitch into left field, and it's 2-2. Guillermo Pinedo with a chance to end his 3rd straight scoreless inning for the Caneo Oaks.
Keeping this game close.
He's doing his best. And Scott takes the 2-2 pitch inside. A good eye. That was a close pitch. And it's a full count. 3-2 to Christian Scott. Tito Robles on first. He's running. as he would on a full count pitch, 2 outs, and Scott fouls that one off, stays alive. Tito Robles, no stolen bases this season, although there'd be no steal in play here. He's running again, and Scott skies that one into left. And that'll be an easy play for Trent McKinney in left field. The Saints, no runs on a hit, no errors, and they leave a runner stranded. It's still a 12-7 game. In the top of the 7th, the Oaks will be up, down 5. Trying to crawl back in this game a little bit more. Just 1 run at a time, Jordan. Jordan Brenner will be on play-by-play for the rest of the game, and keep it here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
Here's Ryan Yamashiro in the top of the 7th inning. Sorry, Zach, you didn't get to toss it to me. I was just too eager to get back into this ball game. It's been an exciting one.
I think I technically tossed it to you when I closed the bottom of the 6th, when I said Jordan Brenner will handle the play-by-play for the rest of the game. But regardless, I know the feeling. That was a long 4th, 5th, and 6th inning.
Here's Ryan. Swings and grounds the first pitch he sees. Gets a friendly hop into left center field for a single. Goodness, I don't think I've seen a hop like that in a while. Ryan Yamashiro, a perfect 1-for-1 today, replacing Jacob Castro in the lineup. And here comes Gabe Baldovino. Yamashiro entered that at-bat, hitting .341 on the season, and he checks in with his 11th single of the summer and 15th overall hit. Baldovino today is 2 for 2, and he takes the first pitch low and away. He's been up to the plate 3 times, walked back in the 2nd inning. It's been a seesaw affair, back and forth. And we got a lot of baseball left. This game ain't over. The 1-0 bounces in the dirt for a ball. A new pitcher on the mound, number 44 for Arroyo Seco.
I think that's actually still Justin Kleinsorge.
Right. Kleinsorge sets at the belt. Off of first is Yamashiro, and the pitch is low, 3-0. Garza went the first 5 innings, and then Kleinsorge came in last frame and retired the side, giving up 1 hit in the process and stranding a runner, working past an error. 4-pitch walk to Baldovino, his 2nd walk of the evening, and he just keeps on building on that team total. He's now up to a team-leading 16 walks on the summer, and now there's 2 on with nobody out for Raul Sandoval, who's 1 for 2. He has an RBI today. He also walked in the 5th inning.
And you know what, Jordan? What initially looked like an insurmountable lead, 8 runs down 12-4. They've already crawled halfway back. Well, not quite halfway back, but 3 runs, and they can crawl a little farther back with Sandoval.
Sandoval takes a breaking ball from Klein-Zorge low. Justin Klein-Zorge out of Regis University. Started 11 games this past year. And the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Diving attempt by Step. And it's into left field. Yamashiro was held momentarily by Mark Fitzgerald at third, but the ball gets by Tressler in left field, and Yamashiro comes in and scores. A single to left field, and the Oaks are within 4. It's 12-8, Arroyo Seco.
Tressler in left couldn't handle the ball as it rolled past the third baseman, Tito Robles.
The designated hitter, number 10.
Good base running. Yamashiro slipped, got up, recovered quickly. 2 runners in scoring position. Now still no outs. Only a 4-run game. Here come the comeback Conejo Oaks.
The Oaks are 1-2 against the Saints on the summer, trying to even the series at 2. And a first pitch curveball is taken up by Ramon Gomez, who's 1 for 3 today. Reached base on a double to right field in the 4th inning that took Forte all the way back to the wall where he couldn't make a catch. Also reached in the 5th inning on fielder's choice and led off his bats today, striking out swinging in the 2nd. And now we see a meeting on the mound with Klein-Zorge and the entire infield. Last time these two teams faced off was right here in Pasadena. One of Conejo's worst losses of the season, 11-5 in that one. We saw Justin Klein-Zorge for the Saints in that game, and he went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits and 2 runs, walked a batter, and didn't strike out anyone. So the Oaks, they've had some success against Klein-Zorge in the past, trying to put together a rally here in the 7th. Already 1 across, 2 on with still nobody out, Zach. Plugging away at the lead, plugging away. They're just waiting for that huge hit to change the complexion of the ball game.
And this is where they need some help from the bottom of the order. All the action today has come from really the 2, 3, 4 spots. Gomez, Trent McKinney, Tyler Odekirk have to come up big here for the Oaks.
2 on. In scoring position, Gomez grounds one off of the pitcher's glove. It goes to the second baseman, Lovano. He throws on the run to first, and Durke is on the bag. That'll go 1-4-3 on the putout, but coming in and scoring is Baldovino. The Oaks are within 3. It's 12-9.
Now batting.
Over to third goes Sandoval. Runner on third with an out in the inning, and here comes Trent McKinney.
Only a 3-run game now. Bit by bit, Jordan, bit by bit. That's what they're doing. That's what they've been doing.
McKinney is the final Oak to not reach base today in some manner. He's 0 for 3. He's gotten out in every way you can through the air. A fly out, a pop out, and a line out today. Brief pause here before Klein-Zorge sets. Man, that, as we see a meeting between the umpires, that marching band over to the left, right outside of Jackie Robinson Field, I think it just provides the perfect soundtrack for a Conejo Oaks comeback, doesn't it?
This feels dramatic. This feels like a John Williams soundtrack.
It's pretty awesome.
I love it.
Not sure what these umps are talking about.
Maybe they're talking about how great this music is. I want to get the crowd mic. I want the crowd mic to pick it up. We can turn it up a little bit, but
Well, respond to us on YouTube if you can hear the marching band. (12-9). Runner on third to McKinney. He takes the first pitch he sees and disagrees with that call. Called a strike at the lowest part of the strike zone, outside quadrant. Tyler Odekirk is on deck. 0-1 with an out. Infield and outfield straight away as the pitch comes in low, ball and a strike. And there you go. Thank you to Megan Elliott, who says, yeah, they can hear it. I'm glad everybody is able. Oh, that's hello to Zach's mother. I had no idea.
Yeah.
1-1. Fastball drilled on the ground to the third baseman. Stapp bobbles, recovers with a fastball to first base for the second out of the inning. But the Oaks get another run as Sandoval jogs in to score. It's the Saints 12 and the Conejo Oaks 10. Bit by bit, they are crawling back. They refuse to go away. And that's 3 here in the 7th for the Oaks on 2 hits. And here comes Tyler Odekirk with the bases empty.
They've done a lot of that tonight. That's the 3rd time today. An RBI ground out, RBI bunts. That's how they've been doing it.
First pitch hunting, grounds one to first, where Durkee bobbles, recovers, and heads to first to tag the bag to end the frame. But the Oaks inch closer. 3 runs on a couple hits, no errors, none left. 12-10 Saints as we head to the home half of the 7th inning from Jackie Robinson Field in beautiful Pasadena, California. We'll get that to you when we come back on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Bottom 7, Angus Denton takes over for the Conejo Oaks, replacing Guillermo Pinedo. What an Oaks debut for him. 3 scoreless innings out of the pen. And Angus Denton throws the first pitch to the backstop. It's 1-0. Actually, 2 2/3 innings. Pardon me, nope, 3 innings for Pinedo exactly, as Dolan didn't retire a single hitter in his performance. 1-0 pitch is high and tight. 2 balls, no strikes. Nolan Tressler today has 2 singles. Also reached in the 2nd on a fielder's choice, and the 2-0 pitch is skied foul down the left field side. Angus Denton, we've seen him once this summer, and he did a good job. He's going by Marshall this summer. 2 innings. Faced 5 batters. No runs. Swinging a drive down the right field side. Sandoval back, turns, makes the catch. 1 away. It's going to be a tough habit to break because I already called him Angus the first 4 or 5 times. But Marshall Denton retires the first out.
Now batting.
In the top of the 8th inning, we'll welcome in Clay Rickerman to the broadcast. And Rickerman yesterday closed out the game for the Conejo Oaks in their victory 7-6 over the Academy Barons.
Got the win.
Yes, he did. His first win of the summer. He also has a team-high 2 saves. Denton is away on the first pitch he throws to Anthony Forte. Connected on a 2-run homer in the 4th inning, his first of the summer. Part of a 7-run inning. 1-0 pitch from Denton is inside. So Denton was terrific last summer, and he picked up where he left off this summer. And it's 2-0. Forte takes outside, 3 balls, no strikes. Denton out of Arkansas in the SEC closed out 7 games for the Oaks last summer. And Marshall Denton deals in there for a strike, 3-1. So far, what have I said? Angus 95% of the time and Marshall 5%, or is it more?
Coach Lee's called him beef the other day, so.
3-1 is ripped on and missed. Well, that's what he goes by in the dugout. Full count to Forte. Bugs out and all. Muggy day. The 3-2 line back to the screen. Count still full. We were treated to a terrific sunset here in Pasadena. Zach, you and I were both mesmerized by the surrounding feel of the area today.
Absolutely.
And the full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Sinking fastball on the outer edge and 2 quick outs recorded by Marshall Beef Denton.
Now batting. The shortstop.
His first strikeout of the game.
Drew Cali.
And for Marshall, that is his first strikeout of the summer. Now Drew Cali takes some hacks. He's been on base every time he's come to the plate, all 4 times. Takes a strike. 4-6 fielder's choice he reached on in the first and scored. Walked in the second. Walked and scored in the 4th and hit a single to left field his last time up in the 5th. 0-1 with 2 gone. Called a strike, 0-1. Oaks, they're looking for a winning streak, Zach. You win 1, that's good. You win 2, that's better. You win 3, that's when you're starting to get the party going.
That's a major league quote, right?
0-2 outside, and it's fouled back to the screen. Something along those lines. Yeah, I think that was Major League 2. That's in my opinion, the better of the major leagues. You have Charlie Sheen as Wild Thing. Baseball movies. Give me your top 3, Zach. We might have to get in the next inning as the 0-2 is lined through the right side for a base hit. Well, Drew Cali did us a favor now. Zach, you have time to tell us.
Well, Field of Dreams is first, and that's an easy first for me. And then I'll go Sandlot. I love that one. And then I liked Major League. I liked it a lot. So
Major League 1
actually,
or 2?
No. Angels in the Outfield.
Great movie.
So I'll go Field of Dreams, Sandlot, Angels in the Outfield. And I don't remember what the movie is, but the guy from Airplane, the movie where he played the ump.
Denton starts off Lovano with a fastball that breaks to the back of his knee. Nasty pitch, and it's 0-1. He's 2 hits today, a double to right, single to right. That was for a 2-run single in the 2nd. Walked in the 4th and scored and flew out to center in the 5th. 0-1. Cali, a modest lead off first. Slider and a check swing outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Love the aggressive move by Coach Solis, by the way. getting Marshall Denton in this game. Understands that a win like this is a win that can catapult your season. 1-1 pitch. There's a heater for a strike. It's 1-2. So even though Marshall Denton used to coming into games when the Oaks are on top and he's trying to secure a win, I think this is smart because I think Coach Solis is seeing this as a game that the Oaks could win. And the 1-2 is inside 2 balls, 2 strikes. And inserting a guy like Marshall Denton into the game in the 7th inning, I mean, that's sending a message to these players that he expects this team to win this game. Now the 7-2. Slider inside. The throw to second on target, but not in time. Drew Cali steals a bag. His first stolen base of the day, and for Cali on the season, that is stolen base number 2 in 4 attempts. In 3 attempts. No, 4 attempts. Sorry, math's
Not your forte?
Yeah, certainly not. A little dribbler through the middle off the bat of Garriola, coming in and scoring around third is Cali. And the Saints retake a 3-run lead on a 2-out rally knock by Andy Garriola.
Actually, I think
that was Thomas Lovano. Pardon me. Straight up the chute. His 3rd hit of the game. 13-10 Saints. And now here comes the big swinging Andy Garriola. He's 2 for 4 today with 2 base hits. Swings and launches one sky high center. Way back to the track. It one hops the fence in the deepest part of the yard. Lovano racing around third. He'll score easily on a stand-up RBI double by Andy Garriola. A moonshot over the center fielder's head. It's the Saints 14 and the Oaks 10.
Man, that guy can hit any other part of the yard. That's gone. Center field, just over the head of the center fielder. It looks like it's not just an Ammons anymore. Try to figure out who that is in center. But that was just a shot.
I think that might be Steele Ledford out in center field.
It looks like it.
First pitch ball to Pete Durkee. And I think that's about as good an example as you're going to see for broadcaster's jinx. Called strike, it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike with a couple outs. Garriola off of second. And the 1-1 to Durkee. Sidearm fire, and it's low 2-1. Oaks will be up in San Luis Obispo tomorrow for their 6th game in 6 days. It's been a better week this week, though. Still not up to the standards of the defending champs. 2-1, slides inside, 3 balls and a strike. Continuing talking about some baseball movies, I think The Natural deserves to be mentioned. That's a very good one.
Great one.
Moneyball, I think, has quickly emerged as a contender for the top 5. Definitely. And as an A's fan, you must love that movie. 3-1, swung on a miss.
You know, it's funny because I just watched that movie like 2 days ago, and I completely forgot about it.
There are a lot of them.
League of Their Own, that's a good one.
Yep, that's a good one,
Rookie of the Year.
Solid movie. Full count, runner on second, and the pitch. High chopper to the right side. Odekirk has to hustle, leaps for the ball, throws across his body. It's not in time to Yamashiro. And a heads-up play by Garriola. He never stopped running. Comes across the plate to score the 3rd run of the inning for the Saints and give them a 5-run lead. 15-10. Folks, this isn't football, but the score would indicate as such.
The catcher, number 24, Jacob Wyatt.
I mean, we are about a 5-minute walk from Rose Bowl Stadium.
5-minute walk. Okay, Usain. Come on now.
It's right there. What are you talking
right
about?
That's 2 miles away. Check swing inside, 1-0 to Jacob Wyeth.
2 miles.
You're more than welcome to look it up. You're more than welcome. I feel like in LA there's probably traffic for walking too. 1-0. Laser beam up in the air to dead center. Now shifting out to right center where Steele Ledford makes the catch with about 2 feet to spare. Jacob Wyeth flies out to a very deep right center field to retire the side, not before. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a runner left aboard. 15-10 Saints, bottom 8. Baseball Broadcasting Network. Top of the 8th inning from Jackie Robinson Field in Pasadena, California, where the Oaks are trailing the Saints 15-10. And it's our pleasure to welcome in Clay Rickerman to the broadcast. Clay, we saw you in action yesterday, finishing out the Oaks 7-6 win over the Saints, as we see the first pitch from the new pitcher, Zachary Griggs. And hold on just 1 second, Clay. We're going to get through some paperwork here before asking you some questions. New pinch hitter is Alex Briggs replacing Tyler Odekirk, and the new pitcher is Zach Griggs. So we see Griggs versus Briggs here, and an 0-1 count. Griggs offers. The pitch is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the season, Zachary Griggs has pitched in 4 different games. Get you his official line in 1 second. 1-1 pitch. Briggs takes outside. 5 innings for Griggs this summer, an ERA of 9, 9 strikeouts, and 8 walks. All right, now we move to Clay Rickerman. And take me through yesterday's game as the 1-1 is inside. Back and forth affair. The Oaks took a gut punch in the 5th inning where they gave up 5 runs. Back and forth, back and forth. How did the guys stay cool in the dugout and in the bullpen?
Yeah, I mean, I think you've seen it already a few times. You know, Oaks don't really give up. You know, we've had a few walk-offs already this year. And, I mean, yesterday was just, you know, another day like that. You know, we get a lead early, and, you know, you always like to hold those leads, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. And when it doesn't, it's good to see, you know, the guys rally and come back and get us a lead, and always feels good to hold it. So, well,
Griggs strikes out Alex Briggs to start off this inning, and Now hitting for the Oaks is not Justin Ammons, who's out of the ball game now. It's going to be
batting, number 23, Jalen Parks.
Jalen Parks. Looks like Ammons is going to remain in this game. Briggs was actually hitting for Ammons, and now Parks is going to hit for Pickett's. And Parks takes the first pitch off the plate. Clay, you spent this past season at Cal Lutheran, so you're staying home for the summer, and you were a relief pitcher. What's your goal for the next season as the 1-0 is delivered high, 2 balls, no strikes? What are you looking to get better at this summer, and what are you looking to achieve next year?
Well, I think this summer has been a great opportunity to just face some really good hitters, you know. There's a lot of emphasis on, you know, throwing quality strikes and not just throwing strikes, and being able to, you know, throw on the corners and throw off-speed stuff that plays against these guys, because against, you know, D3 hitters, it's the same thing. It's just magnified here with, you know, some of the best hitters in California and across the country. So it's been a really good experience, and hoping to carry over everything I learned here into next season where I'll be a junior at Cal Lu.
3 balls and a strike. And a breaking ball up. Parks is aboard with the walk. So 1 on with 1 out for the Conejo Oaks. And coming up to hit is the new hitter, Daniel Krasnick, who came in and replaced Jacob Castro behind the plate. Daniel Krasnick has been an interesting case study this summer.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitter for the Oaks.
100 average, though his
Daniel
on-base percentage
Krasnick
is at
of Hawaii.
400 as he's drawn 10 walks. Clay, let me ask you about facing a guy like Daniel Krasnick. How annoying is it to face a guy who has such a good eye?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a situation where you want to get ahead and stay ahead, because if you fall behind, you know you're not going to get him to chase anything off the plate. So, and you don't obviously want to come in the zone, because he can definitely hit a fastball down the middle, that's for sure. So I think anything, you know, against a guy like this who walks a lot and takes a lot of quality pitches, you just want to get ahead. And, you know, I think that's the biggest thing, and, you know, getting ahead, staying ahead. I think if you do that, you know, you'll be in pretty good shape no matter what.
The 2-0, breaking ball on the outside corner. It's 2-1 as Kras doesn't like that one. So 2-1 count to Krasnick. Runner on first for the Oaks is Parks. On deck is Yamashiro. Griggs sets and offers the 2-1. There's a curveball in for a strike, 2-2.
It's a pretty good breaking ball there.
I mean, this Saints bullpen, they're pretty deep.
They've impressed a little bit. I mean, they've definitely got arms. They've shown that, you know, every time we've played them for the most part.
2-2, swing and a miss. Krasnick down on strikes, and there's 2 gone here in the top of the 8th inning. What's been the vibe like in the dugout the past couple weeks? Not only has this team hit a little bit of a rough stretch, but at the same time, they're also playing more games than anybody's played all year. It's 12 games in 14 days. How do you stay ready, especially when things aren't going right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a grind. I think there's no other way to really put it. Everyone's, you know, got nicks and dings, and no one's playing at 100%. But I think everyone grinds, and I think that's what, you know, the perfect way to define Oaks baseball. You know, we work hard. Everyone is working hard. There's no one slacking. No one really, you know, just sitting back and not putting their work in. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to get better, obviously. And, you know, I think that the second half of the season, we're going to see that start to pay off a little bit more. We've run into some tough pitching. We've run into some tough lineups. But I think we're starting to get some guys healthy, and we're going to start getting guys from other schools. As you saw, Pinedo through today, and he looked pretty good. I mean, he went 3 scoreless. This was my first time seeing him. And I think that, you know, guys like him and, you know, some other arms that are new coming up soon, I think they're going to help out a lot, and I'm excited for this as we get into the second half of the season.
2-1 to Yamashiro, who singled off the bench in the 7th. And there's a breaking ball. He checks his swing, but the home plate ump says He broke his wrist, and the count's 2-2. It's a 5-run game. It was a 2-run game heading into the 7th inning, and then the Saints struck for 3 runs on 4 hits, made the score 15-10. 2-2. Wyeth sets low, and the pitch is a breaking ball low. Yamashiro fights it off and cracks it foul. What's it been like? There haven't been too many defined roles on this team, whether it's in the field or in the bullpen, but you stand alone as the only pitcher on this team with saves. You have 2 saves. Yesterday's performance pretty much a save, but you get the win there. What's it been like to pitch in these high leverage spots for the Oaks this summer?
It's exciting. I mean, I always want the ball when the pressure's on. You know, that's when, you know, I feel like everyone should be at their most locked in, and you know, I really enjoy pitching when the game's on the line. You know, I threw against the Foresters earlier this year. I think it was an extra inning game, and they ended up hitting a walk-off off me, you know, and it just goes like that sometimes. And then sometimes it happens like yesterday where, you know, I get two innings and hold a 1-run lead, you know, kind of how I drew it up. But, you know, Coach Solis has shown a lot of trust in me in those late game situations. And, you know, I've been doing my thing to kind of, you know, make sure I hold those innings down and make sure that when we have a lead, we are protecting it, you know, because obviously the hitters are working hard and, you know, everyone's, you know, doing their part. So, you know, I got to do mine at the back end.
Yamashiro swings and misses at a full count breaking ball in the dirt, and he's thrown out by Wyeth to Durkee at first base. We're joined by Clay Rickerman in this half inning, and Clay, we really appreciate your time as you have the off day, throwing yesterday, getting the win against the Academy Barons, today charting pitches, and we wish you luck for the rest of the season. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Have a good one.
You too, man. In the inning for the Oaks, no runs on no hits, no errors, none left, and Zach Griggs strikes out the side. Marshall Denton back on the hill in the bottom half of the 8th inning when we return on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
I got a bottle at your face.
Bottom of the 8th, and here comes Tito Robles, new hitter for the Saints, looking to build on their 5-run lead. It's 15-10. No balls in, 1 strike. Marshall Denton still on the hill for Caneo in his second outing of the summer. Robles swings through a sweeping slider, and it's 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Denton offers a slider, and it's outside, 1-2. Saw something interesting today. Ron Gardenhire, manager of the Detroit Tigers, was ejected for the 7th time this season. 1-2, and it's a jam shot foul ball that hits the plate. Back to Denton. That's 7 ejections at the halfway point of the season. He's on target for 14 on the year. So I was thinking, well, we've seen Coach Solis come out at least once in probably every single game this summer. He's pretty level-headed, but same cannot be said for some of the other managers in the CCL. You think about the Academy Barons, 1-2 slider swing and a miss, and Tito Robles is struck out. Second strikeout for Marshall Denton.
Now batting, center fielder, number 12, Christian Scott.
Anyway, I forget. I think you had a conversation with the third base coach who was ejected earlier this season.
I did.
What was his name again?
Coach James Bishop.
Outside on a fastball, dent into Christian Scott. Got me thinking. I was such a heated ejection for Garden Hire today. Swept dirt all over home plate.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, he got his money's worth, no doubt about it. How about some of the other meanest managers in history? 1-0 outside. 2 Ando. I was talking to my dad about this a little bit today. He actually mentioned Sparky Anderson as one of the most spirited managers. Coming to my mind was Ozzie Guillen. Obviously, I watched him throw his fair share of tantrums. And the 2-0 pitch grounded to third. Jalen Parks across the diamond to the reaching Yamashiro. 5-3, 2 gone. Think of Tommy Lasorda. He always got his money's worth.
Number 37, Nolan Tressler.
Sparky Anderson, as manager of the Tigers, actually has the second most ejections in Tigers history. That's 25 ejections.
Jim Leland was full of spunk as well.
Those 25, that's only when he managed the Tigers. Foul back. You're right. Jim Leland, the leader in the clubhouse with 30 ejections.
Jim Leland and his majestic mustache.
Majestic. I think Garden Hire's on his way to a little higher spot on this list.
I see Billy Martin on there. Billy Martin was famous. Billy Ball.
Oh, on his outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Sparky Anderson, as the years went on, and this is so interesting because obviously the Oaks play at Sparky Anderson Field, he actually calmed down. 1-1 is well outside, 2 balls and a strike. He had 36 ejections his first 13 seasons as a manager. In the last 12 years, all of which came in Detroit, Anderson only was ejected 12 times. Most famously on May 12th, 1984. Pop-up left side of the infield, under it is Parks. He secures it in the lights to retire the side in order. Pardon me, not quite in order. Actually, it was a 1-2-3 inning. Anyway, finish out the thought. That was against the Angels. The Tigers were on top of the world at that time. 26-4 record. It was their 5th loss of the season. And a Detroit base runner was called out for interference. Sparky Anderson, to put it cleanly, he went absolutely nuts. Threw his hat, the arms were in the air, stormed his way around infield. He actually made his way out to the outfield. And the crowd loved it. Sparky went 2 years without being tossed between 87 and 89. And that's where we'll leave that story. 9th inning and the Oaks' final shot. They'll have to score 5 to tie this game on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
Shortstop, Number 8.
Top of the
Gabe
ninth inning,
Baldovino.
and Gabe Baldovino leads off for the Conejo Oaks. They have one more chance in this game. 15-10 Saints. The Oaks need 5. Zach Griggs is done, and the first pitch from Michael Hendricks is fouled out of play to the right. Griggs went 1 inning, no hits, no runs, a walk, and struck out the side. Michael Hendricks has gone 6 2/3 innings this summer. 1-0 grounder to first. Pete Durkay to the bag, 1 away. So make that 7 innings for Michael Hendricks on the season, an ERA above 10 at 1080. He's given up 8 runs on the summer, all of them earned.
Now batting.
He has
The
7
right fielder,
strikeouts
number
compared to
4,
4 walks.
Raul Sandoval.
And here comes Raul Sandoval with 1 away. Ramon Gomez on deck for Conejo. We'll be back in action tomorrow from San Luis Obispo, 1 o'clock start. We'll have that broadcast for you, of course. Foul ball, it's 0-1. Back and forth ball game. Oaks were down 5-0 through 2 innings. And 0-1 turns to 0-2. Oaks responded with their own explosion in the 4th inning, where they scored 4 runs. But in the bottom half, the Saints exploded for 7. 0-2 is outside, a ball and 2 strikes. So it was 12-4 after the 4th. 3 runs of the 5th for Conejo was 12-7. That pitch misses, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oaks trimmed it down to 12-10 as Sandoval strikes out swinging. It was 12-10 after the top of the 7th, and then 3 more in the bottom of the 7th for the Saints. And that's how we get 15-10. That's how you add them up. Final hope for the Oaks is Gomez. He has 1 hit today, which was a double to right field. Also reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. Grounded out off the pitcher to the second baseman his last time up, and they threw to first. Breaking ball for a strike from Michael Hendricks. Long ball game today, but not as bad as what it seemed to be. 9:06, around 3 hours and 5 minutes. 0-1, swing and a miss, elevating on the fastball. And the Saints are sensing the finish line. Trying to win their 5th in a row. The 0-2 pitch. Slider, he checks his swing. Did he go? No, he did not, says the first base umpire. And it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Now the set and the pitch. Breaking ball comes back. Called 3rd strike. And the game is over. 2 strikeouts and a perfect 9th for Michael Hendricks. And the Saints take this game 15-10.
Come back tomorrow.
The Oaks will be back in action tomorrow, 1 o'clock in San Luis Obispo. I don't think anybody was ready to play football today, but that's what ended up happening. Tough 4th inning for the Conejo Oaks. Aiden Dolan wasn't right, and I think the Oaks, they did a good job just sneaking their way back in this game. Too much firepower, and Arroyo Seco stayed hot. They win their 5th in a row.
Well, each pitcher, with the exception of Guillermo Pinedo, who was 3 innings, 3 hits, fantastic in his Oaks debut. Carson Carter in 3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 5 runs. Aiden Dolan didn't even get an out, 7 runs, 5 hits. Even Marshall Denton gave up a couple runs to close the game. It was just all the way through a tough performance by the Oaks pitching staff. And again, when you have a guy in Carson Carter who's playing once a week, he has to maximize his innings. And when you give up 5 runs in only 3 innings, that's tough. And it may be that they just ran into what is right now the hottest team in the CCL at the wrong time. But at the same time, 10 runs in any game should get you the win. They're going to have to recollect tomorrow because the Blues, again, a dominant pitching staff. It might be a very different game tomorrow as we saw last weekend, 2-1. So we'll see how they can recover. But after the way they've been playing recently, a game like this is not what you want to see.
46 runs in the past 5 games for the Arroyo Seco Saints. We'll get you an average in a second. Sorry, can't do that mental math. They've averaged over 9. That's 9.2 runs per game the last 5 over the 5-game winning streak for this Saints team, and they are creeping closer and closer to Santa Barbara, firmly in second place in the Southern Division of the CCL. They move to 11-8 in CCL play, 12-8 overall, and the Oaks move to 6-12 in the CCL, 8-12 overall. Thanks for joining us. We're going to sign off. We'll be back tomorrow, like I said, 1 o'clock from SLO. We hope to see you there. For everybody who made this broadcast possible, the entire Saints intern crew who made our stay here so fabulous, the Oaks and Coach Solis, and my broadcasting partner, Zach Engberg. I'm Jordan Brenner signing off. Thanks for joining us. The Oaks this one, 15-10.